What's going on? We got Big Ray, big night of football, big week 7, a lot of crazy shit. We got to talk about the game we just watched. What kind of yeah, you're good. What kind of coaching was that? Like, why are they not onside kicking the ball there? Why are they running that play with Woody Marks on 2nd and goal? Like, you had to score before the 2-minute warning, then maybe you can kick it deep. After that was gone, you onside kick it. Like, why are the Seahawks throwing the ball backed up and the second to last possession? Like, what's going on? They almost had a safety. Dude, this game was insane.
I mean, if you really want the really easy answer, the NFL is politics. It's just like politics in real politics. It's who you know. I'm not going to sit here and say DeMarco Ryans is a horrible coach, but that was some horrible coaching. And I'm just saying in general with the NFL, look at Ryan Pace. Former Bears GM.
Yeah,
he's head of scouting. I'm saying he's head of scouting.
I think Ryans is a good coach. Okay, he's a good leader of men. He's a bad obviously his in-game coaching is leaves a lot to be desired. And then it was just a mess. But we got a lot of people in here. What's going on? Blake, Jason, DB, Jason. Sorry about your Bucks tonight. That was
I'm
rough,
sorry too, man. I'm going
to say this. I don't want to pile on the Bucks when they're down, Jason. I don't want to.
You're going to just tell them. Just tell them.
No. Here's my thing about the Bucks. Okay, that tonight, I know they're beat up, but here's the thing: the Lions were beat to shit. Their secondary, they had nobody. It's different tier of teams. The Lions are the best team in the NFC, and then there's everybody else. That's where I'm still. And Baker missed a lot of throws. I love Baker. He's good. He's elite. He's not top 5. And that's not even a hot take, right?
No, he's not top 5, but at the same time, the Bucks are real. That's why I was saying
they're real.
Well, here's the thing. Now, admittedly, to your point, if Detroit gets the first seed in the NFC, they're going to be very hard to beat. And at Detroit, I mean, it's almost like the Falcons, but worse. Like the Falcons at home are great. As a matter of fact, I got my Bijans going at home against Miami next week. I mean,
smash.
If he's not getting 30 points, I'll be disappointed, to be honest. But I'm just saying.
And another, another coaching thing I got to bring up: Todd Bowles. As a defensive coordinator, he's a top. He's probably the number 1 defensive coordinator in the NFL. But he's so bad with these injuries. Like, why did they play Ibuka in this game? Did you see him? He could not jump. Like, there was 3 plays where he could not jump. And he got through the game okay, but dude, you're 5-1. Just sit Ibuka. We didn't even know Mike Evans was back. You already had him coming back. I mean, maybe the plan was not to play him much until Mike Evans got hurt, but just don't even make the guy active. I just don't understand these coaches.
2 things. 1, it's all just strategy, smoke and mirrors for injuries. They've been doing that for years. But more importantly, this game, because the Bucks were 5-1 and Detroit is 4-2, if they could have beat Detroit, they would have had a stranglehold on the first. Yes. So that's my only guess, to be honest with you, because I have friends who are bitching at me that I told them that if you have a better option, or at least a semi better option than Ibuka, because Ibuka, as far as I was reading it, was really a game time decision. They have a bye week coming up. I don't know. And then to your point, he could do fine on intermediate things, but when he had to elevate, no chance. So.
Terrible. I have to say this though, with Mike Evans' broken collarbone, that's not until fantasy playoffs. He's pretty much done, so you could probably drop him. Tez Johnson though, he looks like a souped up Tank Dell. I mean, and not just because they're both small. He's a little he's smaller than Tank Dell. He's literally 150 pounds. But I think that's a guy I'm going to keep up, because I don't trust Godwin coming back at all anytime soon. And Ibuka's limited right now. And I know either way, even when Ibuka's playing, Sterling Shepard's a nice veteran player, but he doesn't have any juice. And Tez has juice, and Baker's a gunslinger. And that's a recipe for what we saw from Tank Dell his rookie year. I'm telling you, I think this guy's a G, man. He's tiny, but they're finding ways to get him the ball in space. He's really good after the catch. You could be small in today's NFL as a wide receiver. That's the difference.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with. I find it hard to believe that he's smaller than Tez or than Tank Dell. I know Tank Dell is listed at 180.
He's 150. Yeah, no, Tank Dell's 160. He's 150. I got to get to this question from Max though, because he let off the stream with this one. He says he wanted our opinion. Big trade he's proposing: CMC, Waddle, Tet McMillan for Ramondre Stevenson, Jalen Warren, Rashee Rice, and Justin Jefferson. You have to do that trade. That's I don't know if it's not accepted yet, but I mean, you're trading CMC, but like you're getting Rice and JJ and Waddle. It looks like, you know, on a dumpster fire team. Tet is tied to a bad team. I'm doing that trade all day. Like Stevenson's a starter, Jalen Warren's a starter, and Rashee Rice is a top 12 guy, and Justin Jefferson's a top 6 guy.
So I guess the easiest way to look at this would be CMC's the most, or I shouldn't say the most, but he's equally elite to JJ. Like I'm saying, like if you want to talk about, you know, positional and just being an elite fantasy player. So you're getting 1-for-1 on that. Rice is elite to Waddle or Teat, and then you're getting Jalen Warren, who's a running back 1, which I mean, hey, admittedly for me, I've never been a Jalen Warren fan, but I mean, the guy's still producing. Like, because I'm just only because he's had so long to be like the big man on campus, but he's just never done it. So I've just never been a big fan of him. But hey, he's proving me wrong right now. I mean, he got, I think, like 18, 19 points this week. So, I mean, that's also good. And Stevenson, I mean,
there's no reason not to do that trade. Like, that's the easiest trade in the world. If he's going to do it, like, I would do it if you took Jalen Warren out of the trade. You know what I'm saying? I would do a 3-3, or if they took Stevenson out of the trade, I might consider it if JJ was out of the trade. Then I probably wouldn't do it. But like, that's what I'm saying.
I would never do that without JJ in there. Just because CMC's proving me wrong from last year when I picked him, and he's doing awesome again. So I would, ride the horse. But yeah, I would do that trade. Like you
said. CK 2-0 this week. Thanks for the roster help. Hell yeah, buddy. That's 2-0 a good week. We want to go undefeated. So Stroud, we got Stroud as a bum. You know what? The offensive line in Houston's a bum. And then Jay Moore, Woody Marks season. Why aren't they like? My biggest thing is in the what was it, early fourth quarter? They had that 4th and 1. They ran Woody Marks up the middle. Why aren't they playing Nick Chubb in those situations? Woody Marks, they literally came out. They say they view him as a scat back. Yet they're giving him short yardage situations. And Nick Chubb wasn't hurt. And both those series down the goal line, they're giving the ball to Woody Marks. It doesn't make any sense.
Give it to Nick Chubb who can squat. I say to your point. Give the guy the 1 2 yard fucking poundage for sure.
Jack says thoughts on the Giants. They're going to be really a competitive team. They're not going to make any noise this year, but they're going to be a competitive. Like they're going to be a tough 6 or 7 win team. You know, a tough matchup for these other teams.
A tough out week in and week out, and it's one of those things too that. I mean, it's incredible that the entire team got rejuvenated with the 2 bros of Cam Scatterbro and Jackson Dart. Like
we should call him Cam Scatterbro. Could we just call him Cam Scatterbro?
That's the easy way because they're entwined at this point. So that's I mean, hey, you know what?
Colin who's Colin in here? They just got a Patreon. By the way, thank you. He just got a Patreon. He'll be in the Discord here shortly. Let me know who you are in terms of like what your actual tag is in here, if you're in here at all. Maybe someone from the past. James Bond, should I target Gatson on waivers if I'm starting Fannin, who has a bye week 9, or Monungai? Man, Gatson's tough. It's Wally. Wally, thank you, Wally. I'm going to be sending you an email after the stream, Wally. Man, Gatson's tough because you think he looks amazing. So Gatson is like that freakish tight end talent.
Right now. I mean, obviously, but
I guess my only concern is, okay, I know he did this in a game where Quentin Johnson was playing. My only concern is that you have Quentin Johnson, Keenan Allen, Ladd McConkey, right? Like, they're not going to throw over 420 yards every game. They're not going to throw over 320 yards every game. So I just don't. I mean, I get it. It's a tight end, so you got to take your shot, right? Like, take your shot. But I think I'd rather have Fannin rest of the season. And maybe that sounds crazy, but I think I'd rather have Fannin rest of the season. Now, the last 2 weeks have been good for Dick Gasson. His snaps and routes have increased. He ran like a route on 77% of the dropbacks. Shout out to Matt Harmon. Who do you want rest of the season? Gasson or Fannin?
Or are you going to read the rest of his question? Because he's asking, should he get Gasson or Monungai? And honestly, I'm thinking. I mean, Monungai is. I mean, just because the Bears at this point. I mean, hey, we've said this before. We're Bears fans, and passing game is not looking like where we want it to be with the with the weapons we have. And they're. I mean, that's hard. I mean, honestly, I think I would stick with Fannin and
It's a tough one, man.
Honestly. All right, if I'm gonna be real here, I'm just going with my gut here. I'm probably sticking with Fannin and going and rolling with in targeting Monungai just because I think the Bear, as much as I want the Bears passing offense to turn into something beautiful, it's just not looking that way, and the run game's looking damn good now. So
You know what I'll tell James? I think you just if you get Fannin after waivers, don't use your waiver claim on him, then it's fine. Right? Same with Monungai. I'm not using a waiver claim on either of these guys, man. I'm saving that waiver claim. And there's injuries, man. There keep on being injuries. We have Kendre Miller out for the year now. I don't know if you guys heard that. Out for the year. So
dude,
Devin Neal.
yeah,
Devin Neal's a dude target.
Yeah, Kendrick Miller.
Jay
Man,
Moore, the Bucks will bounce back next week against New Orleans.
I had him
well, everyone bounces back against New Orleans. They're it's
Bears
like the
or not really, but yeah.
It's like the fat friend. It's like the girl you have that's a fat friend that like you always just bang after you break up, and then like you find a new girlfriend, and then like you hit her up a year later and you bang her, and that's New Orleans, right? You just get to bang them.
Which is, I mean, it's
Devious says, I'm taking my lucky stars that my opponent next week has Gibbs and JSN on bye. Damn straight. Well, week 8 is by Mageddon, and I got to shout out Jahmyr Gibbs for I laddered that pick tonight. That was my 2 picks. Kenneth Walker, the tiny dancer. I can't believe he hit the bet. It was 63 total yards, 61 total yards, and that was looking rough. We got to talk about that backfield in a second. But Jahmyr Gibbs, it was only 87.5, 88.5 total yards.
200 plus.
Bro, just 2-0. Salvage a 4-3 week, Ray. It seemed like it was going to be really bad. But Kenneth Walker, we'll talk about it. I got to play the clip. This looks rough because Zach Charbonnet 2 touchdowns. Zach Charbonnet outsnapped him. And at one point it was looking really bad. They're rotate. It's literally a 50-50 or maybe a 60-40 Charbonnet. Like, and we thought maybe it would change. Maybe it would, maybe after the bye. I don't think so. They love Charbonnet. Charbonnet's good, man. Kenneth Walker didn't bounce. He didn't bounce a lot today. That was the least bouncing I've seen from Kenneth Walker. He still bounced like 3 runs though. Do you want Charbonnet or Kenneth Walker rest of the season in full PPR? And here's the problem. Let me just preface it with this. You know how we mentioned what makes a good fantasy running back? It's pass catching, it's tied to an elite offense, and it's goal line work. He's not getting any of the 3. And opportunity and efficiency, right? And like he doesn't check any of those boxes. The only box he checks is he's a very good NFL talent. He's very athletic. That's it.
Well, let's make an easy comp for yin and the yang. We're talking about a good Seattle team compared to same difference going in Carolina. So, yeah, I mean, like it's the same thing to where I mean, because just the fact that Chuba Hubbard is even like sniffing Rico's butt at this point is absolutely ridiculous. It's like, I mean, just play the hot hand. I mean, and look what happened. Rico still did better per average this week. So, I mean, yeah.
Do you think the Cowboys will make the playoffs, Ray?
No.
Defense. I'll say this. I think that they are.
They'll be the hunt. In the hunt.
Yeah, they'll be in the hunt. On DraftKings right now, they are minus 320 to miss the playoffs. So I'm guessing they're plus 270 to make the playoffs, roughly. So I give them better chance than that. I say they have, a 40% chance, 33% chance to make the playoffs. Their defense is coming around, and that game at home did remind me, had some shades of 2 years ago when they were unstoppable at home. They're winning every game 45 to fucking 17. And their defense, they were getting defensive touchdowns, like that kind of stuff. Jay Moore, time to drop Henderson. If you're in a deep league, I'm not dropping him just because who am I dropping him for? So let's say Devin Neal now with the news that Kendre Miller's out. Now you have a handcuff, but essentially you're dropping Henderson, who's a handcuff, for a handcuff, and you spent the draft capital on him. I'm not doing that. So yeah, I'm keeping Henderson. If there's a better, like if Ramondre Stevenson somehow, if it's a shallow league, I'm trying to think of a better example. Is available, maybe. I'm not doing that. I mean, I'm going to give it. I mean, it's not going to be. He needs an injury. That's just a fact. He needs an injury. So he is in the same boat as all these handcuffs. It sucks because we drafted Henderson. I didn't draft him, but third round.
I did in 2 of my 4 leagues. So I mean, I mean, you're in our league and balls deep. Like,
but my leagues, Ray, our leagues are too deep to drop him. Like it's the waiver wire is literally barren. You can't do anything. I would trade in like that kind of league, in our deep league, I would trade for Travion Henderson. But in normal league, you can't do much. Turgay, Cowboys playoff odds are very high, but with this defense, you cannot go any further. Here's a good one from James Bond. Would you trade Addison?
Tell that guy to thank Matt Eberflus for that. From Bears
Yeah,
fans.
do that. James Bond, would you trade Addison for McMillan? I would do that in a heartbeat. Yes.
Wait.
I want McMillan over Addison.
Which yeah. I'm sorry, yeah.
You're trading high on Addison right now, and Justin Jefferson hasn't popped yet. So Ted McMillan, it was a tough matchup this week with Sauce Gardner and Ted's early playoff schedule: New Orleans, Tampa Bay, Seattle. Love that. Seattle's not really an easy matchup, but
plus he's proven to be an elite rookie right now. I mean, there's always elite rookies. He's one of them. So roll with him.
Yo Kronos. No, I don't bet. I used to bet on tennis, but no, just NBA and NFL. But we are sitting at 32 and 16. So exactly 66% on player props this year. So we're doing money right now. What are your favorite waiver wire guys to pick up this week? I haven't really looked that far, Max. Tomorrow night we're gonna do the waiver show, and we'll be talking about all those guys. Ray, if you want to take a little gander, who's available? I'll keep on going through questions.
I'll tell them 1 second. So, Gadsden. But hold on. Gadsden, Munungai, Alec Pierce. If you need a deep, for a bye week receiver. I mean, again, it just depends. Like, Michael Carter could be out there. Bam Knight I'm saying just like if you need a waiver wire, running back.
Isaiah Davis.
I'm saying there are guys out there. I mean, unfortunately, we're hitting to the point where it's barren unless there's a guy who just kills it, and it's going to be the number one waiver wire. So if you don't have if you have auction draft or auction, waiver wire, or just regular, it just all depends where you're at.
Tro needed 8 points from Nico, lost by 2 with that concussion. He definitely would have had it. I mean, with the drives they ended up having. I had a matchup where I needed that's uncharacteristic for Nico. I needed
right across the middle. That was terrible. I couldn't believe that, dude. I was like,
I needed 19 from Goff and Bates or something low. It was like 19, dude. And Bates misses a 50-yarder, and then Goff fumbles. Yeah, and Goff. Yeah, so I ended up getting like 15. I lost by like 3. But just the missed 50-yarder, either way, Goff fumbles when they had field goal range. They went for it in the one. They always. It's why you can't start Bates. And I don't know why. I did it because I had Goff and I was super big favorite. And I was that's kind of hedging my bets. But you just don't want to start. They never go for field goals, bro. Ever.
Well, dude, literally, I'm so God-given, luckily with GSN in XFL because I was going against Matt. I'm 5-1, everybody, in this friend league of ours, and our buddy we're talking about is 1-5. He also, he's third in points. He's 1-5, and I'm barely gonna beat him by 5 with JSN. All because I started Goff 9 points and Daniel Jones and Stafford on my bench.
Yeah, I would have the same decision though. Wally won my fantasy matchup 140, 120, even with Kittle dropping a donut.
Thank God.
And, in balls deep, I put up 220, and I had Kittle and Evans get me 0.
I saw that.
I had 2 guys get me 0. I still scored 217. Got Jason here. Big Ray agrees with me. Officiating on the Bucs-Lions game, worst I've ever seen. It was bad, but it didn't matter, I guess is the point.
Well, no, it didn't matter.
Right?
But Jason, no, that's what I said, Jason. I watched the Bucs, but I'm saying I was telling him I have so much Bucs stock, so I watch the Buccaneers every single game regularly. I don't know if he watches the Bears regularly. I mean, you shouldn't if you're not a Bears fan. But nonetheless, what I'm getting at is that the Bears officiating the last couple of games has been some really bad stuff. So, I'm with you that it was absolutely bad. It just in general, the refs have been really bad this year.
Max, if you're getting JJ and Rashee Rice and Warren and whoever the other running back was for CMC, Tet and Waddle, do that trade right now. You're getting out of the CMC injury. I know CMC is the best player in fantasy, but it's not Bijan Robinson. He's injury prone. And just in general, I don't even care about that. You're getting Justin Jefferson and Rashee Rice, and then it was Stevenson and Warren, who are not sexy names, but they're running back twos. So Jay says play Gatson or Kelsey week 8. I'm still going Kelsey.
Yeah, I'm going Kelsey.
I'm still going Kelsey.
Hey, real quick, Rob.
It's also Gatson.
I'm sorry to go back to that last bit. The guy with the trade, dude. You're getting JJ. JJ is an all-time receiver right now.
Yeah.
Isn't I'm sorry. I have my own Mount Rushmore of people we all grew up with. This dude is right on their ass, if not better than a lot of these guys. You take him.
We got another request for and you're getting Rashee Rice. We got another request for the Tiny Dancer clip. It's the best clip ever. When I made that clip, I scoured for one of my the favorite canine bounce runs, and then when I was playing the music to edit it, that was one of the first clips I made just on the football side of things for the channel. And dude, I was laughing the whole time, just making the clip, just because Elton John in the background wailing and like.
Really, that real quick, what that reminded me of is when we were growing up in the good lovey years of the Bears. With Cedric Benson, he would just like hit the wall and go right up the middle. Thomas Jones would hit that wall and all of a sudden be like, Tony Benson around and dance. Yep. He would actually do good.
Griffin says, man, I'd love to see a season of Gibbs and Bijan fully unleashed, being the complete bell cows without any significant running back twos. I'll say this. Bijan is essentially that, just because they use him so creatively and he still plays 70+% of snaps. And we did see that with Gibbs the last 4 weeks of last year, and it was the number one running back in fantasy. So unfortunately for Gibbs, I don't think he'll ever be Jonathan Taylor because he's not built like that. He can be a 70% player, but like there's only like CMC isn't built like that, but he needs to, if he goes to San Francisco, they'll do that because Kyle Shanahan doesn't seem to give a fuck about the size of his running backs, how much work he's giving them. But if Gibbs needs more work.
But if Gibbs was built like CMC with the same speed that Gibbs has and shifting, yeah. I mean, I'm saying just as like the McCaffreys have a good bloodline in them to not get hurt as much.
James says, strategy with saving your waiver claim ? Just expecting others to drop better players. Not so much that, it's the injuries. And like a tight end is not worth it. Like I'm sorry, I just don't feel like a tight end's worth it when you already have a decent option in Fannin. I want a league winner, and it sucks sometimes you hold on to it all year, you don't get one, but it's worth the wait because especially if you're in a shallower league, like there's a lot more options that you go by. And like the deeper the league, there's still league winners that come out of nowhere, like Kamani Vidal. I'm not saying he's a league winner, but that's a guy that was on waivers for sure, even after the first week that he had. So I like saving it. I mean, unless the only time I don't save it is if I'm 500 or under 500, I need a win. And there's a
Rob is the king of keeping his waiver. Like, don't like if you
smart.
I mean, I know it's not that you're not smart. I'm saying you are the king of doing that. Like in both leagues we're in, you usually keep it for quite a long time. For good reasons.
Always. Well, also our league's so deep that like there's so many. It's just middling players that like it doesn't matter to me. I want someone I know is going to crack my lineup every week for the stretch run. Trone Force. Great news on Jaden Daniels, minor injury. I'm sure he'll miss this week. Which quarterback should I use? Flacco versus Jets, Rodgers versus Packers, or Mariota versus KC? I'm not starting any quarterback against KC anymore. That just looks like a fucking bad business. So I think I'm going to go Flacco versus Jets, man. I know Rodgers versus Packers looks okay too with the revenge game, and Packers defense isn't amazing. But give me Joe Flacco against Jets. Give me Joe just chucking the ball downfield.
That was the first. I mean, honestly, like when I read Flacco versus Jets, and then I saw the other two, like just reading normally, I immediately that was my first thought, Flacco versus Jets. And I saw the other two, so Flacco versus Jets.
Jolly Pop, what's going on? Sharp is RB1 in Seattle, no longer starting K9 in fantasy. Yeah, me and Story had this debate on, Thursday, and I asked him who would he rather have in PPR, and he said K9, I said Sharp, and now it's even more apparent because Sharp's scoring a touchdown a game. Like they're not giving K9 any goal line work. It's not like the Detroit situation where they rotate goal line series, like, and they're not even they're rotating series, but they're bringing in Sharp in the goal line. And it's just Sharp is more likely to come in on K9 series than the other way around. Like K9's not coming in on Charbonnet series. So it's like literally 60-40. And Sharp's actually having more receiving work than K9. It's really wild. Sam Darnold does not check the ball down, folks. Like he is such an aggressive passer. I love it, but it sucks for the running back system. Like there's just not a good system for Kenneth Walker right now. Maybe they'll just trade him. I don't think they will because like why would they trade? Why would they trade? They have a Super Bowl caliber team, and you have some depth at running back. So why would you trade? But man, I mean, I just don't understand. They're not using the guy properly, and I like Kenneth Walker, but Wally says, is it worth dropping K9 for Sharps at this point? I mean, yeah, I would probably do it, just also because K9's more injury prone. But I would probably keep them both. I'd keep them both and drop someone else because that way you just have that backfield.
I would sort of look at this way. Look at it right now with this. If you have the opportunity to get both of them, get them both on your roster. Just sort of like for me, I mean, I have both Patriot running backs. I thought Trayvon Henderson would be the higher upside, but I got Stevenson to make sure that I had the running back. And I mean, they're a great team right now. This is a good team right now. You want a good running back. You want the number one running back on a good team. I mean, more often than not. I mean, I understand. I am all about opportunity, so that's why I like having both running backs, like Rob said. So if you can get both on your team, I would get both. But if you're picking one, I'm going Sharps right now.
Okay, Max. I don't have the numbers tonight's game, but I guarantee Charbonnet played more snaps. I'm going to read you the snaps here when they were both healthy this year. Week 1, we had 58% Charbonnet, 40% Walker. Week 2, we had 55% Charbonnet, 35% Walker. Week 4, we had 47% Charbonnet, 50% Walker. Week 5, 56% Charbonnet, 44% Walker. Week 6, 60% Charbonnet, 35% Walker, and I think tonight was 60-40, dude. So you have the one game that Kenneth Walker outsnapped Charbonnet was 50-47. You have a lot of 60s and 35s. So I'm just telling you straight up numbers, and we all watched the game tonight. Charbonnet is the number 1 running back there. They trust him more. They bring him down, and they're playing him on third downs because Kenneth Walker can't pass protect, man. So Mark says, I noticed both backs got no checkdowns. Walker used a lot of checkdowns. Yeah, he used to. They had that one play they designed for him where they kind of rolled him out behind the quarterback and put him in motion, and that was a 13-yard catch. They ended up calling it a run. But, like, that's the only target he got, and it's fucking terrible, man. It's terrible. Jay says officiating played no part in the Lions game tonight, though defensive dominance. Yeah, that was their coordinator. The Lions are doing some good things right now, and if they get any kind of play like that from their defense, with what we saw last year, their defense was horrendous and atrocious, and they lost. They gave up 45 points to the Commanders in the playoff game. Now their offense does scare me because if they play an aggressive defense, like I feel like a really tough matchup for them right now would be the Seahawks, because the Seahawks they get pressure on the quarterback and they have an opportunistic defense. And Jared Goff, if he gets off a spot, is just pedestrian. I love Jared Goff, but like, you know, if he's not playing with the lead and he's got to just like, you know, pocket pass and the defense can pin their ears back, Jared Goff is susceptible. I can't even talk, dude. I've been drinking. Success. It's not good for Jared Goff. All right. See, Jared Goff's gonna be tongue tied because Jared Goff's rough right now. He's rough, and he killed me tonight. He killed me, right? What the fuck?
He killed me too. Like I said, thank God for JSN. But honestly, I mean, with the whole thing with what you're talking about, the Seahawks do have a defensive coach, and the fact that he harps on defense. I mean, they have built a scary, sneakily good defense, and with that passing game. And then even though, like, I know, like, they have a committee with the running back, they still have a great running game, or at least a good running back, committee back there. I think I'm with you. They're a good team, and the Lions right now, as much as I hate it, they're just damn good. You know, I mean, it is what it is. You know, they're good, especially at home. They look unstoppable.
I picked up Stafford for Allen on bye. Do I drop him? I know Rob hates a quarterback on the bench. I do hate that, but with Josh Allen, I hate having a quarterback on the bench because, like, all it does is make you think, do I start him over Allen? If it was someone else, I would do it. If it was without the injury, Jaden Daniels, someone like that as your starter, you have the indestructible Josh Allen. You're going to play him every single week. His bye is already done now. So I would try to trade him. Try to find a team that needs a quarterback that's starting a middling guy and do a 2-for-1. Trade him and a running back and try to upgrade a little bit. That's what I would do. Because Stafford has some value right now. I mean, he had 5 touchdowns without Puka in the lineup.
Dude, he's ascending. I mean, like, Stafford is ascending right now. So, like, I'm with Rob. I wouldn't just straight up drop him. I would package that and make a trade with, just like he said, upgrade a position you need, tight end, running back, positional that you need to upgrade on.
And I will say, Jay, the officiating played a little bit of a part of the game, but like the Bucs were never going to win that game just because they weren't going to score the points needed. So that's what I'll say. But like it didn't affect the outcome of this, like the actual win-loss. But maybe the Bucs could have covered. Maybe some of the fantasy points would have been a little different. But successful, yeah, there it is. Trade Daniel Jones, Nico, and either Merritt or Ramondre for Amon-Ra. No, that's too much, bro. That's too much. If Nico's hurt, maybe do it. But it's Danny Dimes, Nico, and say Ramondre Stevenson for Amon-Ra.
Well, I guess I would say, is Daniel Jones your starter and your main starter?
No, I guarantee it's probably just his backup.
No, I'm just asking a question. I would assume not as well, but like, yeah, I mean, that's Nico. Don't give up on Nico right now. I mean, Amon-Ra is a stud, but that seems to be a lot.
Yeah, if it's a shallow league, 10-teamer, 100%, 12-teamer, depends on how deep your team is. That seems like a lot. I'm still high on Nico. I know he's hurt right now. Hetzker Said he's sad for Mike Evans. Like, I'm actually depressed. It sucks, man, because he worked hard to get back, and this seems like the end for him. And I could see Mike Evans retiring. He's done everything he can do. His body's beat up, man. Like, it's beat up. And I mean, maybe that's a hot take, but
he go retire because it's always money. But he's beyond the back nine. He's on his final couple last holes here.
Yeah.
So.
Blake Ottenworth holding 100%, especially with Mike Evans being out. Otten's a top 12 tight end now, for sure. Mark,
look how well he killed it last year.
Missed the beginning of the stream. Mark missed the beginning of the stream. Breaking news.
No,
Mark missed the beginning of the stream. That's how reliable this guy is. Don't worry about it, brother. It's all good. Glad you're here now. He says, who do we want in Tampa with Mike Evans going down? It's Tez, right? Tez over Sterling Shepard.
Oh, dude. I mean, we know who Sterling Shepard is. He's reliable. He's okay. But he's a receiver 3 at best, and a receiver 4 or 5 on a good team. And they're a good team, but they have a lot of injuries, so that's why he's receiver 3. So Tez will be receiver 2 behind Ibuka.
Yeah, and even if he doesn't play this, he could be a guy like Tank Dell was this guy for a while. He only played 65% of the snaps, but like he was, they designed plays for him, and he's so explosive that his, only running 70% of the routes is fine for him. He's he's a big play guy.
No, I mean, even honestly, when Chris Godwin comes back and Bucky Irving, I still think at this point that Tez will still end up being over, because those put Tez in the slot over Sterling Shepard. I mean, he's ascending, So I think Tez is a guy for a more long term, like look at who you should pick up out of that team with the injury to Mike Evans.
Hetzker asked when Chris Godwin coming back. They haven't given us any news. Now they're more likely to bring him back early. Todd Bowles loves doing that anyway. Now with Evans being out, but it seems like he's definitely not coming back till after the bye. And if I had to guess, I'd say week 11 or week 12 at the earliest.
It's definitely beyond the bye. Like I would say, it's the minimal the first game after the bye, so he'll be out for a bit.
So the trade with the Daniel Jones thing, it's a 2-quarterback league, and he has Lamar and Josh Allen. I think you should try to get more. Daniel Jones is super valuable in a super flex league, and like you're giving up Nico Collins and Daniel Jones for Amon-Ra. No, because I still believe in Nico Collins. I still think he's a top 14, top 12 almost receiver for the end of the year, depending on what this injury is. If it's just a concussion, he's already had his bye. Now he's probably going to miss next week with the concussion, short week. But I want more. I want more if I'm trading Daniel Jones and Nico Collins. Not saying St. Brown isn't elite. I'm just saying I want more. I want another player.
I was going to say, I still go after St. Brown, but I would say exactly. Get in another player that you can use down the road.
Ooh, Andrew has Daniels, Puka, McLaurin, and Garrett Wilson. Yeah, you probably have to make a deal, bro. If McLaurin's probably not coming back this week, Daniels is out. You got to trade Puka is what you have to do, because if you lose one more week, you're done, and Puka's on bye. So you got to trade Puka to the first place team.
And Wilson ain't coming back either.
Yeah, trade Puka, Puka or McLaurin, both of those two. Do a two trade and get just two guys that are decent that are in your lineup. Because if you lose another game, you're probably out of the playoffs.
But don't give Puka away for the love of God.
Blake, I do remember you mentioning Gatson. He'd be picking between Ottenfan and Brock. Hopefully, I can still trade Brock for somebody, maybe. Yeah, you have good options. You'll get one of them. Or you already have Otten and Fannin. Okay. What wide receivers have the same value as Kraft? It's so hard to go cross positions. So Tucker Kraft is a tight end 5 right now. So I would say Cortland Sutton, I'd say, is pretty even, right? Cortland Sutton, Michael Pittman, that range. Maybe even Roma Dunze after what we've seen the last couple of weeks.
I would say for first couple of weeks, not so much, but the last, to even out for the last few weeks. Yeah. I mean, I think that sounds about right.
Coiled Spy 66 thoughts on Bowers. Well, the team's screwed. So, and he's their future. So I just don't, he'll probably come back week 9, but what do you expect? Cause Kenny Pickett's the alternative there and he sucks. So it'll be probably better than Geno. Kenny Pickett's probably better than Geno at this point, which is crazy to say that Kenny Pickett's better than anyone. He's probably not better than you, Ray. He's got tiny hands, but it's fucking rough, man. It's rough as hell.
Yeah, no, honestly, Bowers as a rest of his career, no worries. This season, fantasy wise, Man, if you can trade him to somebody that loves the name and get a decent tight end in return and get another better player, or just package it. At this point I would try and trade Bowers just because I have Ashton Genty in 2 leagues, and it's just like Rob said, it's a hopeless hellhole there right now, to be honest. So Bowers is a name. His tight end is a hard position. If you can get somebody to be able to pony up somebody just because of the name, I'd pull the trigger if you could. That's just me right now at the point. And also depending where you're at on your team, where you're at. If you're
I forgot that my rule here, if anyone joins a Patreon during the stream, I have to do a chug here. So this is for Wally. That's just
Wally.
That's the rule. Here it is.
You chug like my mother.
Usually I'm better at it, but yeah.
Are you?
There you go. Thank you, Wally. Mark says Otten or Gatson. I think it's Otten still, full PPR. Give me the trusted guy that I know is a shit.
Well, with Mike Evans out too, I mean, we saw Otten skyrocket last year with injuries. So,
Hetzker had the worst fantasy week ever. Justin Fields, Montgomery, Gainwell, Nico, Diggs, Goddard, Chris Moore, TJ Watt, and Boswell. Boswell's for 8. Falcons, yeah. He scored like 60 points? That's a rough one.
That's a hard week, my friend. We feel
Blake says another guy talked up Torrey Horton, who I do like as well. What's the problem with him? I thought he was going to be a stud, but 3 targets. One of them was an end zone target, but here's the thing. Sam Darnold only has eyes for JSN. Literally half of Sam Darnold's attempts are targets for JSN, and they're scheming up plays for him. And even when they don't scheme up plays for him, JSN is so fucking good he's getting open. So until even if Cooper Kupp got hurt, then I think you could maybe put Torrey Horton in the top 40 mix. But as constructed, you can't start Kupp. You definitely can't start Horton. The tight ends, Barner. Now you have more of who's the other tight end there? The guy Elijah Arroyo. You have more of him. He had a nice catch today. Right. It's just such and 2 running backs pillaging each other. Literally, it's JSN and that's it. And I think this game kind of showed us that Sam Darnold's not a safe start anymore because that defense. I have Seattle's defense in a lot of leagues, man, and they are just crushing. All year, they're crushing, and they're an elite unit with a good coordinator and a good home. Also, half the games are at home there. You don't want to play that team in Seattle.
Mike McDonald, right? That's the coach there.
Yeah,
head coach. Yeah. I mean, they said he's killing it because he's a defensive guy, and their defense is ramping back up right now to be what it was years ago.
Tony Smith. By the way, if you're in here, you have not subscribed to the channel. What are you waiting for? 7 nights a week on these streams. You got guests like Big Ray, Mike Story, Ben, Chaz. Awesome guest. Awesome community. If you want to get in the Discord, it's real easy, man. You got to join the Patreon. The link is in the description. It's also on my channel description. If you want to get on that, it's fun. It's fun. A lot of good people there. 7 nights a week. So what are you waiting for? Who would be worth Genty? So he's trying to say what trade could you get for Genty? If you have Genty, you can't trade him. You're going to get nothing back. So I'm holding on to a bell cow running back that looks good physically, and the team will get better. They can't get worse.
The only thing I would say is that if you could package him with a lower end person that you've drafted that's up, looking up, good upside right now, and try to get, if let's just say somebody like you, Rob, have 3 elite running backs, even though we have many flexes, but just if you can trade them, don't just give them away for a bag of peanuts is the bottom line. Like Rob said, if you're not getting something worthwhile, don't even bother because he's too talented to just have this continue to happen for the rest of the year. And even if it does, you're still not getting what you drafted him for. So if you get somebody, again, like I said earlier, if you can get somebody who's dumb enough that's going to give you something worth it, do it. Otherwise, just hold on to him at this point.
I have Genty right now, and I'm not trading him. I have Barkley right now in only 2 spots. 1 spot of Genty, 2 spots of Barkley. I am not trading those guys. That's not how I do business. I'm going to roll with them, especially Barkley.
Yeah, for sure. I wish I had Barkley or Genty in 2 leagues.
Don't worry about Kittle. I mean, maybe I was a little aggressive saying he's a top 2 or maybe number 1 tight end. I'd still probably rather have McBride after that performance because the volume just won't be there. But the offense is cooking, man, and they're not going to run the ball a million times like they did on Sunday Night Football. So
no, Kittle, don't get worried about Kittle at all.
James asked, "What's our strategy on handcuffing your starting running backs in terms of like if we have them on our team?" I don't like doing it as much. It depends on who it is. Bijan, I definitely want the handcuff. Like if a guy I know is going to be 80% of the starter, yes. Typically, I like handcuffing other people's running backs because I go wide receiver heavy, or I don't have a third. I don't have like a Jalen
You don't
Warren.
say.
I just have my two starters. You know what I do, Ray?
Everybody that is Rob's major MO. MO. He takes running back galore, especially backups and all the handcuffs. Because like he said, there is high value when you do that, especially with when bell cow running backs, that if you're able to snake their handcuff before the owner of the bell cow running back, I mean that's an elite person that one injury goes and you have automatically top 10, top 15 spot for that position.
We got JSN in here saying, I told him to bench Charbonnet and Marks. What happened? Well, who did I tell you to bench him for? Because just so you know, Woody Marks was a garbage performance. That was a lucky, like, last second touchdown for one.
So
You wouldn't want
lucky.
to start any running back on the Texans right now. And Charbonnet, I don't know if I told you to bench him unless you were like talking about DeAndre Swift or something. Could be worse. Yeah, Blake said a rough run. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. Yeah, I would trade Kraft if you have Kittle, Wally, because I'd still rather have Kittle than Kraft. It's close, but
Oh, dude, but I mean, if you have Kraft, again, tight end is so hard. Like if you have an elite prospect like that, get him for another elite position that you need.
all right. Can you get Dak Prescott out of here? Whoever, Blake or something. I told him to bench Tez Johnson, Gatson, Alec Pierce, Luther Burden. Yeah, nice call, bro. Good job. MVP somehow won this week with Genty, London, and Kittle. Need Bucky to come back and be a league winner. Yeah, man. I think we've seen enough of the Rachaad White experience. Rachaad White's a nice compliment back. He's not a 3-down back, and like it's going to be Bucky's job again, right? And we also know Todd Bowles doesn't give a shit about his players' health. He's going to run Bucky out there 25 touches a game if possible. So get back soon, Bucky. We need you.
Yeah, we need you for sure.
Dak, dude. Dak's attacking me. Essential. Would you trade Amon-Ra St. Brown for Barkley? No. Now I'm in the business of buying Barkley, but like I'm not doing that, man. If it was Drake London or a receiver that's not Amon-Ra St. Brown, I have Mason, Rico, and Chase Brown. Trade Jordan Mason. Obviously not going to get Amon-Ra St. Brown, or you're going to. Oh, you're not. Sorry, he's trying to get Barkley. He has Mason, Rico, and Chase Brown. You're fine, dude. You have Benson. Benson's coming back. You have AJ Brown, Tet, and Brian Thomas.
Well, I was saying
AJ Brown.
Or Brian Thomas. Oh, AJ Brown had the high week. Yeah, he's at a high point right now and the better team too. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm with that as well. I mean, I wouldn't be trading him on. Yeah. I would keep him on. Trade Brian Thomas if you can, or Teat even, and then have the other three.
Michael, I think it's Javonte Williams because Javonte Williams, he says, is Ibuka the biggest riser from where they got drafted? We're not talking about like undrafted guys, like guys that were on the radar.
No, Javonte.
Ibuka was a 6th round pick, and Javonte was a 10th round pick, and he's a fucking top 10 running back.
It's not even close. It's definitely it's just Javonte, just because you said like I only saw Javonte getting picked. I mean, I'm only in 4 leagues, but I don't know. Maybe highest 8th round, which is be probably lucky to say. I'm probably lying just saying that. Anywhere from normally like 10 to 12, 13 at the very back end as is like a flyer. So yeah, it's Javonte Williams on that.
Hetzker, I hate leagues that don't trade. I also hate leagues that trade. So there's a happy medium. I feel like 10 to 12 trades a year is a good number for a fantasy league, maybe 15, not 5 a week. That's crazy, but also not 2 a week or two a year. Now my league doesn't really trade a lot because it's so deep that like you just have to kind of roll with your guys, right? I made one trade. It was like that league has some trades. Jay, Lamar's coming back, and Lamar's coming back with vengeance, baby. He is going to crush ass the rest of the year. Just as long as the hammy's fine, because I could see him maybe coming back a little earlier because this is their season. If they lose to the Bears, they're done. But they're at home. They're going to win this game, and they're going to be fine.
Hey, you're singing to me. Wow.
Yeah, here's the thing that people don't realize about trades. Blake, 25, over 25.
But let's say, Blake, I'm sorry. Are you the guy who's saying, give me Amon St. Brown for, like Luther Burden? I'm saying, because I have plenty of people like that I know, so that makes sense. I'm assuming you're not, Blake, because you're part of the channel. I'm just jokingly saying that because that's ridiculous, man. 0-20.
Ooh, I got a super sticker. Essential Auto Care. Thank you, dude.
Hey,
That's,
thank you, Essential
never
Auto
had a
Care.
sticker before. I've had super chats, not a super sticker. That deserves another chug. You know what? Since that's his first sticker, I make new rules up on this channel all the time.
Roll the punches, baby.
That was better. See, you get lubed up once it hits your lips. Thank you, buddy.
So
appreciate
cold.
You. The actual rule, though, the actual rule of the super chat is if I get 10, it can be dollar donations too. 10 super chats equals a chug. There was one night where I had like 58 super chats, and I ended up chugging I think 6 beers. So
Ooh.
I will pound.
Wow, I will pound. You're a big boy now. 6 beers.
Oh, free Rico Dowdle. Why should we join your Patreon? I'll join if you tell me how much money you've won and how many leagues you've won. Well, Rico, I played 25 leagues a year. So for the last 8 years, so how many leagues have I won in my life? Like 100. I've lost money in fantasy 1 year in the last 12. So I've profited 11 times. I've doubled my money like 7 times. I've tripled up once. I guess you know what? Screw the fantasy analysis. Gambling. I'm 32-16 on player props this year. I'm 63% the last 4 years. So those numbers should tell you. And in general, if you don't think this analysis is real, the guests are real. Why this channel is elite is that I don't just have one guest. I have 5 guests that come on here, including Mike Story, who knows everything about college football and the NFL. So he knows all these prospects. So you get a different opinion. You get mine, but you also get my guest opinion plus the chat's opinion, and we work through these things. So yeah, and I do agree. I like your name though. We need a free Rico Dowdle right now. I need to get a shirt. That should be our shirt.
Hey, plus, on top of that, Rob's the host and he's he's the king here, but who's also beaten him 2 straight years in his own league.
Yeah, well, it's like I'm also making the playoffs and losing in the finals. So it's not yeah, you came into my league. Ray came into my league and won back-to-back. I had won 3 in a row prior. So me and Ray have won 5 five in a row, technically. And this year, this year we're both 6-1.
Yeah. And everybody in that league must hate me because I know him and one other person. So, whoops,
James, they're not going to stop anytime soon because they got Kittle back and Jennings looks healthier and they still ran him. They still gave him 30 touches. So we'll see, man. And I love Wally. I love how Kittle. What a class act. My wife actually, she's pretty big into football now. She plays 11 leagues. So again, if you know how hardcore I am, my wife plays 11 fucking leagues. Kittle, she was watching the receiver thing, and Kittle was on the receiver Netflix show, and she didn't like him before because he kind of looks like a fucking dirtball, but he's a dude. He's so funny, he's so cool, and she loves George Kittle now. So dude, he's that guy though, right?
I want him to play for the Bears with 1 year before he retires because he's Bears fan.
Love it.
He grew up a Bears fan. It's just I love him as a guy, and just a fantasy player. It's just hard because he gets injured all the time. When he plays and healthy, he's a stud. He's a Hall of Famer.
Hetzer, it says, is Sean Tucker worth running in week 8 or Kenneth Gainwell? I still want Gainwell over Tucker.
Dude, Gainwell.
If it's PPR, especially. Gainwell had 100%. A bad week though on Thursday night.
I know, but yeah, I'm going Gainwell, man. I'm unfortunately, yes, I'm going Gainwell. With PPR for sure.
Troy got offered Saquon and Worthy for Ibuka and Kyron. Should I do it?
Ooh.
Oh, so let's break it up. So I want Saquon over Kyron, but it's close. But I want Ibuka a lot more than Worthy, especially with Adams being. I want Ibuka and Kyron, man. As much as I like buying low on Saquon.
You know me, I got Kyrie in 2 leagues. I got Ibuka in 1. I don't have the other in 2. And with the injuries those other 2 have had lately, I know Ibuka is clearly hurt right now, but I'm going with those other 2. The upside is so much higher.
Mark says, what should we expect to see out of Benson when he comes back? I expect a lot because, DeMarcado is essentially banished to a galaxy far, far away. He's done, right? He's hurt. He's done.
Dude, he got murked by his own coach. Big man.
Michael Carter, who was the talk of the town when DeMarcado got demoted, has since been taken over by Bam Knight, an undrafted player, I believe. Bam Knight doesn't look really that great. So Trey Benson is a 2nd-round NFL pick 2 years ago. He's their guy. This is his 2nd year, Trey Benson. He is good. So Trey Benson's going to get all the work in the world. They have to see what they have in him. because James Conner's probably played his last down, definitely for Arizona. So this is Trey Benson's backfield. So Trey Benson, I expect to be a top 18 guy, and he's a good pass catcher too. Nick says crush ass is a phrase I've never heard before. Did I say crush ass? I probably did. I say shit like that all the time.
What's up, Nico?
Yeah, crush ass. I wish that was the actual Nico. It's not actually the Nico.
But it's not.
Our Nico.
Oh, whatever. What's up, Nico?
Yeah, Nico. He's Nick. What is it? Nick Offerman.
Nick Overman. Yeah.
I feel like I know you. Blake says a trade that happened in my league: Kraft, Javante for JMO, JK, BTJ. Motherfucker. But yeah, dude. Oh, let's talk about this real quick. Jameson Williams, 0 catches, bro. He has 17 catches.
Be ashamed of himself,
dude. 17 catches through 7 weeks. So he is literally averaging 2.4 catches a week. It's
first round pick.
Insane. So what are we doing? But I'm saying he was a 5th round fantasy pick this year.
Oh, I know.
And like,
I know.
If you had told me now, if it was because Isaac Tesla was like taking his snaps and like getting Isaac Tesla hasn't done anything. So and like Laporta's been up and down.
One catch.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
Who, Laporta?
Tesla.
Yeah.
That one catch.
Oh,
yeah, but
and I think Laporta had 2 catches only. So I guess the thing is that this is not like, and they're scoring so many points. It's just really weird. So you can't really start Jameson Williams. Like you got to be prepared to get like 3 points, or in this case, 0. And the big plays just aren't there. They're not throwing the ball down the field at all this year, like at all. So
no, I mean
it's messed up.
The offense, I mean, it's clearly just as efficient with point wise, but it looks much different without Ben Johnson there. They're not opening the field up like you're saying. Like they're being much more conservative and close fit, but they're still kicking people's asses. So it's working. It's just fantasy wise, it's extremely infuriating if you have anybody but St. Brown and Gibbs at the moment.
Are we worried about Waddle and Rome? Not Rome as much. It's like the thing is, Rome was drafted in the 6th or 7th round of fantasy leagues, and after 3 weeks, he was top 5 in terms of at the position. So I feel like he's in the middle ground. Rome's a mid or high end wide receiver 3, low end wide receiver 2, and then Jalen Waddle I'm worried about because 2 is terrible. And hopefully the coaching changes.
Can we take 1 second to talk about that Miami? How bad that looked this week? That was like, dude, like I don't have any Miami stock for good reason. Like I didn't pick anybody on Miami in any of my leagues. I mean, I'm only in 4 compared to your 25 plus, but nonetheless, I'm just saying I had no interest in any of them. Maybe A-Chan, but I didn't pick him either. It's just awful.
Adam Silver's upset with me. He says not to be rude or anything, but you costed me this week. It's my fault listening to you, but you told me to play Fannin over Gatson. 5 fantasy points to 27. Here's what I'll say is look at any rankings, look at what Vegas had. Like it's not like I told you the other way around and it went off. Like Fannin was a top 12 guy this week in every consensus rankings. And this is, you're not watching the show to get consensus rankings. I get that. But Gatson, nobody saw coming. Like not over Fannin. Like Vegas had Fannin at 44 yards receiving this week, and they had Gatson at like 26. So like I'm just saying, like I'm sorry.
And, hey, real quick, Am Silver. I mean, who saw Justin Herbert throwing for 400 yards, where somebody like Gatson would all of a sudden have a breakout game? I mean, if that's what fantasy, it's literally it's 0 to 100 sometimes. Like
it's rough, man. I get it. Like
we want to help you, just it happens.
Yeah, and I make 500 calls like this on the spot a week, and I think I'm right 60% of the time in these close calls, which is good. That means that I'm making you guys money, but it's like there's in 40% of 500, we're literally looking at 200 calls I'm wrong on that like people could just be like, you suck. And like I get that, man. Like no one's right. Like it's kind of like the weather. Don't get me wrong. And I also don't hedge. Like I'm not gonna just try to give you like outlandish calls so then when it hits, right, then I could be like, dude, I told you, like, because that's not good business. I'm going to give you actually what I would do. And 100%, I started fanning in a lot of places this week, and it wasn't good. But they also, Dylan Gabriel threw the ball like 12 times. So, and we did kind of see that coming, but I didn't think it'd be like that. Mouth South. Shout out to Mouth. Downtown Sports. I'm going on a show tomorrow night. The link is in the description of this show here. So if you want to go check out his pod, it's on every platform besides YouTube.
I'll hop on and watch you boys.
Yeah, it's a good show. He's a good man. So
thank you, myself.
Thank you. And thank you, Auto Care, Essential Auto Care. Thank you, dude.
They give him
It's fine, Blake. They can come shoot. I mean, dude, tell me anyone that had Gatson over Fannin this week, and tell me anyone that would have started him over Fannin, and I'll tell you they're lying, because they could say that, or they're like the fantasy football counselor who's just making 20 bold predictions, and when they hit on 3 of them, they're bragging about it. Like, that's not what I do. I tell you like what I would do, and we talk it out. So, is what it is, man. Also, how good is Benson going to be when he comes back? Yeah, we just said I think top 18. Maybe better with the running back landscape right now.
I think I'm just saying bottom floor. He'll be a good, halfway decent RB2, upwards of being, a high end RB2. Like he'll be in RB2 lane all day.
Yeah, Hetzker makes a good point. Just going to take a minute. So I would say the first week back. So they have a bye this week. I believe he's eligible week 9 to come back. So that might be touch and go. Like if you have a better option, like if you have Jalen Warren or one of those guys, Stevenson, then I'd definitely go with the guy that's healthy and just see what you have in Benson. If he gets 14 touches the first week, that's very good. And then it'll be, wheels up for the rest of the year. So, yeah, that could be the Josh Downs dude. I think he's pissed that we booted him 5 times. So, Luca, I did not. I got to shout this out.
I did.
Blue Jays.
Good, dude.
George Springer. Game. George Springer is literally one of the most epic clutch, like October baseball players in the history of the world. We've seen it so many times, and he had a bad. I think the first year with the Blue Jays, he batted like 205, and he was
bad. He was bad.
And then now he's back. I've always loved George Springer as it was a 21-year-old with the Astros when he came up. Love George, 5-tool player, dude.
I mean, if it's me, I'm taking Kyle Schwarber, and a one at bat in the playoffs, but that's just me as a Cubs fan, biased. But
Cheerio, I'm 4-3 and drafted Neighbors, Burrow, and traded for Hampton. We are so back. Hampton, we got to see, but if you're 4-3 losing Neighbors, Burrow, that's good.
No, is it? That's going to be. I mean, depending how well the rest of your team's built, that's a very well could be a league winner for you, or at least a run to the championship.
Blake says Kittle's going to be on WWE when he's done. That was actually one of the episodes I watched on Receivers. He did like an appearance on Raw or whatever.
It's a fact. Blake for sure. He's built for that. He's totally built for that.
Jay, Buffalo D at Carolina or Atlanta D at home against Miami. This has to be Atlanta against Miami. It has to be. And Buffalo's D has not been impressive this year. And you're getting Andy Dalton. You're probably getting Andy Dalton there in that matchup. But like Atlanta at home is a different defense, and Miami on the road. Miami anywhere is not an offense. And this is probably it. I can't believe they're not firing Mike McDaniel, the nerd, after that performance. I can't believe it. So whatever. They're a dead team. So until they fire him, even when they do, it's gonna be rough. But like as currently constructed, there is just a lot of stuff going on there, and it's not good. You got Tua just playing like a bitch. He does not want to get hit right now. He is just awful. Tua's probably the worst quarterback. Tua's almost as bad as Geno right now. But the thing is, we've seen multiple years of this from Tua. So Tua's done. He's done.
And real quick, I talked on this earlier. Atlanta at home. I was talking about offensively because Bijan at home against Miami, same difference. Atlanta defense is so good this year. I mean, at least compared to what they have been in recent years, they are an ascending defense. At home against Miami with that shit-ass team, roll with the Atlanta D at home.
Wally, if you're still in here, I'm going to send you an email on the Patreon since you signed up to get in the Discord. So thank you, buddy. Appreciate you there. If you're still there, if not, I'll just send you an email. Anyway. Jonathan, trade Waddle for Bucky in full PPR. Absolutely.
All day, run.
I would probably trade. Would you trade Waddle for like DeAndre Swift?
Yes, yeah. I was gonna say, 100%.
Yeah. What about Kamara with the news that Kendrick Miller's out? Like that's the line, right?
Well, and plus he could get traded. So I'm saying a good team would trade for him. So I'm all 3 of those guys I would pick over that.
How much fab? This is a tough one because we don't know the circumstances. How much fab for Joe Flacco? He's got a nice schedule for the most part coming up. If it's a standard 12-team, 1-quarterback league, and let's say you're rolling with like, I don't know, Jared Goff or something. Like, I don't know how much I want to give because like how much better is Flacco than Goff, or is he even better? You could throw 5% depending on if it's super flex a lot.
I would say $5 or 5%, something low. I would say if you have a lot of money, $5. If you have, whatever. I just throw a flyer out there because he just said his schedule is really real nice coming up here. So if you need a good quarterback to help you out here coming up, wouldn't be so bad.
Hetzer wants to drop Jamison Williams. It's I don't know if I want to drop him just because who am I
dropping
getting?
is hard. Yeah,
Like
dropping is hard. I mean, again, who are you picking up? Like, are there again, guys? If it's a 10-man league, it could be one thing because there could be other worthy
yes.
players to pick up. 12-man league, I ain't dropping him. I'm sorry. That's just I know it's hard where you drafted him, but he's too talented. And if one injury happens, if Monte Brown gets hurt, this dude's he skyrockets right away just because based on opportunity. So because again, I'm a huge opportunity guy.
In theory, he has the opportunity. He's tied to a top 3 offense, right? He plays a lot of his games in a dome. He plays 70% of the snaps, tied to Jared Goff, like with a good play caller. Like everything's there. He's a good player. I mean, he hasn't taken the next step, and they're just kind of running him. He's a sacrificial X receiver right now, and we don't like that. We don't like that in fantasy. But we've seen Marquez Valdez-Scantling do better than this, bro.
And he makes him look like trash. The fact that he can't even do what he did on. We
got Jermaine O'Neal in here. Traded Evans and Jaden Daniels for Olave and Drake May. How did I do before their injuries? How did I do? I like the trade. I like it.
I would say before injuries, I'd say you lost, but you didn't like blow it. You didn't like get trade raped. But now you trade rape them. So, I mean, I guess Jaden Daniels is done for the year, but Drake May is killing it, and Olave is ascending, and Olave is a huge trade candidate to go. Like, let's say Olave got traded to, I don't know, the Bills. I guess the Bills is a bad example because Josh Allen loves just giving it to anybody who's open. But
yeah,
this is a contending team that could, that would use them. I mean, let's just say the Chiefs. Man, I mean, I don't know. That's Olave's ascending right now. I would take May and him.
I don't want Olave to leave for his fantasy value. Let me ask you this question here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just assume Jaden Daniels' injury is minor and he misses 1 week and he's back. And he's, it's so hard to assume injuries, right? But let's say by week 11, he's fully healthy. For the fantasy playoffs, you want, regardless of their schedules, you want Drake May or Jaden Daniels? Have we turned the corner? We want Drake May over Jaden Daniels, or is it close?
No. Jaden Daniels is still a top 5 candidate for being, rest of the season quarterback.
So is Drake May. I mean, so is Drake May right now. I mean, he looks amazing.
But that's why I'm saying, like, I mean, he traded Evans and Daniel. I mean, so right now, like,
I was just saying in general, take away this trade. Yes. Like, just give me Jaden Daniels or Drake May rest of the season. Who do you want?
No,
if you had Drake May, would you trade him for Jaden Daniels if you were 5-2?
No.
Really?
You're saying if I had Jaden Daniels and I was 5-2?
No, if you had Drake May, you were 5-2, and someone had Jaden Daniels and they're 2-5, and Jaden Daniels is missing a week.
Yeah,
I'm doing the trade. I want Jaden Daniels still. I want to go for like the Jaden Daniels upside. That's just me.
Hey, I mean, Drake May is looking unreal right now. He missed 2 incompletions last week. So,
Mark, I think Evans might be back, week 15, week 16, but like, can you really trust him? At that point, you're gonna have Godwin back. You're gonna have Ibuka fully healthy. Like, in Bucky's there. Like, I think Mike Evans is a drop because, like, what are you waiting around for? If you have an IR spot, like multiple IR spots, he's not going to be plugging up your IR spot in your lineup. You can hold on to him. I don't know. I have no confidence in this clavicle injury. And let's wait for the reports to come out and see exactly. They'll give us a timeline.
I think he's probably done for the year, so he could definitely be a drop candidate. 2 injury prone over his career, and that just looked bad. So,
yeah, and Jake makes a good point. They're not using Jameson to return punts, or like if they're not using him in the offense, use him to return kicks. That dude's a fucking stud. Like, you don't want
Alabama, he was so
that
good
guy
at
on
that.
Kickoffs.
Yeah, in Alabama, he was awesome at that. He's right about that.
Nick says 60% of the time it works every time. Sex Panther. Fantasy super volatile. It's just about making the playoffs. Yeah, and putting yourself in the right positions and understanding not every move is equal, right? So, like, you got to make some moves when you're losing. You got to make different moves when you're winning. You got to try to go for the jugular and make your roster as elite as you can if you're in the playoffs, because sitting by your laurels there isn't going to work. Just like if you're 1 loss away, if you're 2-5 right now, you have guys on week 8 bye, you got to trade those guys right now. Get what you can for them if you think you're going to lose that next week, because you got to try to advance and try to survive as long as you can. And if you build up this awesome roster, if you have a player like Bucky Irving and you're 2-5, you can't afford to hold on to him 2 weeks because you're 1 loss away. And it sucks you got to trade him, and your team probably won't do shit in the playoffs, but I've won a lot of championships with Braxton Berrios in my starting lineup. One of my finest hours ever. Won me 3 championships. Started him in 3 different leagues. My teams were decimated, and I made the finals, and he had 2 touchdowns. I fucking love that shit. Love Braxton Berrios. Saw him play tonight. Braxton Berrios didn't do anything, but Jonathan says trade Waddle for Bucky. Also have Benson, Shuba, Rico, A-Chain, Brees, and Mark. Holy shit. So I'll just tell you this. I want Bucky over Waddle. I would find something else. You already have a bunch of running backs, so do it. You got to do a 2-for-1. So trade Waddle and trade Rico. Trade Waddle and A-Chain and try to get yourself a super stud. I trade Waddle and Brees Hall and get Saquon Barkley, like something like that. That's what you got to do. Don't do a 1-for-1. Your team's too good to do a 1-for-1. You got to do a 2-for-1 and get a stud.
I agree.
Addison and Judkins for A-Chain.
No, dude. Judkins is what? Dude. I think
he's trying to say, which side do you want?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Either way, I just say what side I want because some people phrase it differently.
Well, I want
Addison and Judkins side.
Yeah, I want Judkins. Anything Judkins right now, I have zero. I have nothing. I have no stock in him because he's killing it. He's ascending so hard right now. Judkins all day for anything, not anything, but for this trade, Judkins. I mean, H-N's is talented, but that team's trash. And
I think I want A-Chain over Judkins rest of the season, but the fact you're getting Addison's in there on the other side, like A-Chain and PPR, I still want him over Judkins. It's close, but come on, give me
PPR.
the guy.
No.
Passes.
PPR, you're right. Yeah.
Let's say it's a half PPR. It's close. It's close for me, and Addison is just like a sweetener.
I'll agree with everything you said because you're right. I mean, Judkins doesn't catch as much. So
Latte says, "Isn't the name of the game to trust a good offense when it comes to tight ends and wide receivers, unless they are wide receiver 1?" Yeah. So he says I streamed Alec Pierce because Downs was out and that offense is amazing. Yeah, but I could say this: I played Alec Pierce a few spots, played him in XFL. I also played Jordan Whittington in a few spots, actually more than a few. I don't want to admit that. But and look at what happened, right? Tied to a good offense. He still played like 70% of the snaps. Matt Stafford throws 5 touchdown passes and Whittington gets 4 points. So like it's just so hard to predict these things. And I did like Alec Pierce more than Whittington, but Alec Pierce was the play clearly. But
I mean, again, for me, I'm all about opportunity, and opportunity means targets or rushing attempts when it comes to either tight end, receiver, or running back. And that's why I drafted Olave in 2 leagues because the dude has always been a target machine. And this year, Rattler, I mean, I know it's not a great passing offense, but Rattler has been he's been peppering him with targets, over 10 targets almost every week. So that's just great opportunity. So if you can get something like that.
Nick Offerman said, I think Mike McDaniel let Florida get to him. Dude seems like he parties a lot. I could see him being on blow. And I don't remember the coach. Remember the college coach that got busted sending the video of him doing blow to his girlfriend? Right? He was like, hey, I got a meeting to go to. And dude,
I can't remember his name, but yes.
Would it surprise you in 4 weeks once McDaniel gets fired next week if a video, something surfaces that Mike McDaniel was just on blow the whole time? Or Matt, something.
I'm going to tell you right now, when Mike McDaniel was looking like his hot Miami self, when he was looking like with the glasses and that whole get up, that is when he was peak coking out. And there will be some sort of 30 for 30 coming out about this strategy that I have down in Miami with this Dolphins. Tua, McDaniel's whole tragedy and
blowing their nose off, man.
Tyreek Hill, all that.
JSN says, can you explain how JSN isn't the best wide receiver in the league? Do you see his stats? He's played with two quarterbacks, 2 different OCs. He's quarterback proof. I mean, he's up there, but I can't say he's better than Justin Jefferson just because I've watched Justin Jefferson play football. I mean, he's awesome. He's a number 1. He is a number 1 in fantasy. He's a number 1 in real life. He's a top 5 guy. He's more of the Amon-Ra St. Brown mold, which is amazing. I'm just saying, Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson and even CeeDee Lamb, I'd say, are better. But he's extending in that conversation, and everything we heard coming out of college is kind of coming true because he played with 2 Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson, who are first-round talents that have been good in the NFL. They both said he was better than them, and we didn't really believe it because we didn't see a lot in his last year in college. In his rookie year, he got Shane Waldron. I mean, that's what happened.
Oops.
And yeah, oops. And nice hire by the Bears. Coiled says running back room is Hall, Javonte, Hampton, Benson, and Irving. Would you recommend making a move? He's 4-3. So I think the move you can do is trade Javonte Williams. I know it sounds crazy, but you have Benson and Irving. You're 4-3. I don't know if you want to do that because you have Breece Hall as your only healthy back.
I would say
you're 4-3. I think you hold pat, and then you can make a move once they're healthy, man. Once we learn more about Hampton, once you get Irving back, there's going to be needy running back teams. You got a couple weeks before the trade deadline, and then you'd move Javonte Williams. If his stock is still this high.
What week is usually the trade deadline?
Usually it's week 10, I believe. Depends on the league, but it's like week 10. So you have 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
All right. Well, if let's just say average says week 10, dude.
I think it's like week 12. Sorry, I think it's like week 12.
Okay, well, even better. I mean, don't make a move right now. Hold where you're at. I mean, unless you really need a receiver with these bye weeks coming up or something. But because here's the thing, you're gonna get Hampton and Benson back and Irving back. At that point, you can pull a trigger to make a great trade to upgrade your team when they're all healthy. So right now, if you can possibly hold pat and then make a trade in a couple weeks.
Blake, I just see your chat down below. You're leaving. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for the thumbnails. And Blake is the media manager here. He does a lot of good stuff for me. Love you, Blake.
Thank you, Blake.
Mark says Judkins for Bucky. Would you rather have Bucky or Judkins? Let's say you have a winning record. Let's say you're Bucky. You're 5-2. Especially in PPR.
I love Bucky. I just love Bucky. He's just, I mean,
if you're 500 though right now, if you're 3-4, you probably can't do it because you're missing 2 weeks of Bucky and you might be out then. So if you're 4-3, I think it's an aggressive move. That's a win now move. You get in the playoffs, you're getting Bucky. I love Judkins, but he's going to get game scripted out of a lot of games. There's no game script that doesn't work for Bucky. And either way, the Bucks are for real. So and Bucky's definitely taking a spot back. Rachaad White has proved. This game proved last week a little bit too. He's a volume play. We saw it when he started in 2023. He's strictly volume guy that can catch passes. Yeah, he's a kind of a bell cow, but he's not a very good player. He's just a guy, right? He's a little bit better than just a guy.
Yep.
Alex, happy to make the show. Best live show there is. See, I like some positivity in the comments. We've had a lot of negativity in the comments here. And yeah, it's like whenever one of my bets loses and someone bets it and they always be like, "You're a fucking idiot, dude. Why'd you place that?" I'm like I'll go 6-2 one week, and I'll get people to just talk about the 2 losses, not about the 6 wins that are easy money wins where I tell you to ladder them and you can ladder them all the way up to 150 yards and those usually hit.
Isn't that life though? It doesn't matter. You can help everybody out all the way, and then all of a sudden one wrong, even not even a bad thing, so one little wrong thing you do, and then all of a sudden they just remember that one little wrong thing instead of the 100 great things you did for them. So.
And the fact that this is a free show that's on 7 days a week. And yes, again, Super Chat is active. I do appreciate that.
Hey, real quick, dude.
Eventually, I gotta make this work.
I gotta hop off, dude. It's
late. It's late. He's gotta work. I'll finish the show. Thank you, Ray. He's gonna wake up early. He actually works for a living. So love you, dude.
Hey, love you too. Hey, everybody, I appreciate you. And yeah, dude, we'll talk soon. Everybody, thank you.
Yep. Later. Yes, thank you for the kind words, Alex. Appreciate you. Caleb says, should I trade Saquon and for Bijan? Probably, man. If you can get Bijan, there's no price too much, right? No price too much. Leafy, I've advanced to 5-2 in fantasy. You only play one league, Leafy, because that's a nice spot because one league's dangerous because you could be out of the playoffs and your season's over essentially at this point if you were 2-5. So. What's up, Mike Hunt? I said it. It's Mike Hunt. He actually didn't set me up on that one. I just read people's names. So, McCaffrey's killing. Yeah, that name. He got me. That's a Mo Sislak thing from The Simpsons. Love those calls, dude. Ronaldo, I'm 2-5. Lamar, Neighbors, Ibuka, Nico, Marion every week losing a few points. A few players. It's now Ibuka, Tetero, Nico, Mason, Fannin, Mason Taylor, RJ Harvey, Charbonnet. Man, I don't know. You have Judkins though. Yeah, there's not much you can do, and the problem is Nico might miss next week. I mean, that a short week coming off a Monday night game with most likely a concussion. They didn't really say what it was. It was either a stinger or a concussion. That's not great, man. There's nothing you can do. That's too many injuries, right? And there's almost only so much every fantasy team can take, even if you drafted well, which clearly you drafted pretty well with the players you had and that lost. So Leafy, I'm definitely playing Swift over Montgomery. I know Monungai's been getting more work there, but DeAndre Swift actually looks good. He's looking like Detroit DeAndre Swift, shifty and good. And Alex, I'd say good. I'd say 75% chance he's missing at least one more game than the 4 that he's required to miss. They haven't given us any news, which is usually a bad thing. So yeah, it's not great. And Vidal's playing okay. I think Hampton will be back. He'll miss 5, so not just 4. They have a week 12 bye, I believe, the Chargers. So let's see, 8. So he should be back before their bye. But would it surprise you if they keep him out till week 13? I really hope not. But thank you, Ronaldo Rincon. Appreciate you, man. Mouth will. Oh, it's just a couple guys. It's all good. You're gonna expect it here and there. Good call, CK. I love CK. Hatcher says goodnight, Ray. Thank you, Ronaldo. Chiefs, yeah, they didn't even try to beat. I mean, you don't have to try very hard to beat the Raiders right now, but man, this Chiefs team, like I don't remember what game it was. It was one of the I think it was a primetime game, week 6 or week 5, where Chirico said he's like, talking to the coaches, they were 2-3 at the time. And they're like, all the coaches said, we feel better this year than last year. They were 5-0 at this time. And they're like, we feel better this year. The record doesn't always end. Remember last year, every game was a shitty game where they won by 3 points. They were pulling out games with blocked field goals and just crazy shit. And they were kind of a farce last year. I know they made the Super Bowl, but you saw them get rolled over by the Eagles. This team has juice and they have speed, like adding Thornton in the mix, Hollywood Brown healthy, right? Like Kelsey actually looks better. And the running back room is bad. Their offensive line's actually gelling a little bit. And that defense is always, pretty solid. So, and Mahomes is hungry, bro. I think he heard the haters and everyone's saying Josh Allen's better than him. And I was one of those guys that said I'd rather have Josh Allen, and I might be eating my words on that one. The answer, Leafy, is you have to trade one of them because you have Josh Allen done with his bye week now. You're going to ideally play Josh Allen every week. You're never going to make the right decision, especially quarterbacks. It's so hard to start the right guy. So I think you got to trade Mahomes or whoever you can get more for. I think they're pretty evenly valued right now. I'd probably still rather have Allen just because they're rushing. You got to trade one of them. So you got to try to find a team that's struggling at quarterback. And the Jaden Daniels team, maybe not that because Jaden Daniels will be back, but if it's a 12-man league, there's 1 or 2 teams that are struggling at quarterback, and get what you can. Pair him with your RB2 and try to get a stud. Pair him with your wide receiver 3 and try to upgrade at wide receiver because you probably won't get even value, but it'd be worth it in the long haul, man. Because I know it's nice insulation, but you don't want both of them. Team money, man. I don't know the Leggett thing. He's been so bad all year. And here's the problem with Leggett. Jalen Coker is back now, and he didn't play a lot of snaps. He was coming off a pretty major injury. But with Andy Dalton there, I don't know. I don't think I want anything to do with Carolina. And I like Leggett. I like them coming out of South Carolina. I like the guy. It just doesn't seem great. Mark, I think it can be. Unfortunately, against this Ravens team, I know they've been bad recently. The last 4 weeks on defense. They're getting healthy. They're coming off a bye at home. I don't like the matchup there for an ancillary RB2 on his own team. You could maybe do worse than him. I think he's going to get some work. He might fall in the end zone. But I wouldn't rank him inside the top 30 running backs. How do I feel about the Bucs losing Evans going forward? They'll be okay because Baker's that dude, right? He's just that dude that doesn't need an alpha receiver. And you got Ibuka at least playing this game. He should be fine. They have a bye week 9. They'll figure it out. And Tez Johnson, they got some decent guys. Kate Otten, Bucky will be coming back. I don't think they need Mike Evans because you haven't had Mike Evans the last 5 weeks. They've been just rolling, right? Yeah, there's some questions, but it's not as bad as last year. Last year was rough. I don't know what the KC picture was. I don't know if I saw that, CK. I got to check that out. Trade Kittle or Ferg for James Cook. I need a running back. Yeah, just say whoever he wants. Just for James Cook. James Cook's a great buy low. Not to mention he's coming off his bye, so you have no buys going forward for James Cook. Love trading for players after their bye, and if you can get you have Ferg or you have Kittle, that's fine. I prefer Kittle over Ferg rest of the season. If it's full PPR, it's closer because Ferg is getting 5 or 6 catches. Kittle's more touchdown dependent, but those guys are both top 6 options all year, so you're going to have a top 6 guy regardless. I didn't say, I meant like Josh Allen, the player. I like Josh Allen. Like last year, Josh Allen was a better player than Mahomes was. The film says it. The numbers say it. Josh Allen like does things. Now Mahomes is doing those things this year, right? Mahomes is actually that guy this year, and Josh Allen isn't quite doing it. But like Josh Allen just doesn't have a lot around him. And I know Mahomes didn't have a lot around him the last couple of years, but like he has Andy Reid. And Josh Allen has McDermott, who's a defensive coach. I don't really think they're doing a lot of exotic shit. Josh Allen just wins. Where like you get a lot of advantages there with Kansas City. I'm not trying to hate on Mahomes. I'm just saying Josh Allen's, in my mind, the best quarterback in the NFL. If I want to like just put both those guys on the Raiders, who's going to make the Raiders win 8 games? I think it's Josh Allen because he could play hero ball, and he's just a physically imposing dude that can get. Now Mahomes has been running a lot. I get that, but Josh Allen is just different. Maybe I'm crazy, but Brandon Ayuk is worth a spot on your IR, Hetzer. Only if it's an IR spot, you're not going to be dropping someone for him because we don't know when the hell he's coming back. Yeah, Leafy, but at this point, I think you got to just make the trade, and whoever you like more, whoever you can get more for, you're fine either way. They're both top 3, top 4 options, it appears, especially with Jaden Daniels being out for a couple weeks and not being great anyway. So I would just try to trade him because you what's best for your team. If it's not a super flex, you don't want that guy on your bench. And also, you're going to have tough decisions, right? The only time I'll hold multiple quarterbacks is if I have we got terrible take. I mean, hey, I know Mahomes has all the flowers, right? He has the championships and all that shit, but I don't know. Josh Allen, watch Josh Allen play football. I think that he is elite. And it's not looking great this year because Josh Allen's not playing great. But what do you guys think of the chat? You think I'm crazy for thinking Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the NFL? Now this year it's turning back, right? But like going into this year, what I saw from Josh Allen the last 2 seasons, those playoff losses are not like Lamar's playoff losses. He's actually playing amazing, and the defense is letting him down. Coiled, we saw the upside this week. He didn't get in the end zone. Pickens didn't get in the end zone, but he still had like 80 or 90 yards. He's getting single coverage now, and Dak is aggressive, dude. He is just chucking the ball downfield. It's not going to be what it was, which was top 6 wide receiver, but I think Pickens is in the mid wide receiver 2 ranks. So I would rank him at like wide receiver 15 every week, just because his touchdown upside. I mean, he's got 6 touchdowns this year. Trade away Irving and Daniel Jones for Kamara and Josh Allen. Oh man, I think it sucks because I love Bucky Irving. I think if you have a losing record right now, you have to do it. If you're like 3-4, you have to do it because you might not get Bucky Irving till week 10. And Josh Allen's off his bye already. And Danny Dimes has a week 12 bye. So you're getting Josh Allen the rest of the year. You don't have to worry about, another quarterback, and you're getting rid of Bucky, who you're missing 2 weeks with. If you have a winning record, I wouldn't do it because Danny Dimes is fine and Bucky Irving's an RB1. Well, the Eagles passing game looked amazing, Alex. It looked amazing, and that was a tough matchup against the Vikings, man. Brian Flores' defense are not easy to pass against. Exotic coverages. They just hit some go balls, and it worked. I think it's going to open up because Saquon will get going. Once Saquon gets going, the offense is going to open up even more. I'm not too worried about the Eagles. Hetzer, there's no way the Cowboys offense can slow down because the Cowboys defense is trash. So they're going to be in these shootout games every single week, 40-plus pass attempts from Dak. So I love it, man. I love it. I can't put Joe Burrow ahead of Allen because he just can't stay healthy. I know they're freak injuries, bro, but he's missed now essentially been lost 3 years to injury and not finished these years, depending on what happens this year. I don't think he's coming back. Josh Allen's had such epic playoff performances that he loses, and Burrow has just 1 Super Bowl appearance. So Lamar is probably the best regular season quarterback, but it's just rough in the playoffs. Joe Burrow, they said mid-December, so that would be week 15. I think week 15 or week 16. That's all dependent on if they're in the playoff hunt, which, you know what, beating the Steelers does help their chances. So I give it 50-50, but can you trust them in fantasy coming back that first week in the fantasy playoffs? Like, that's rough. Lions are definitely the favorites in the NFC, man. That was a statement game tonight, and that, like I said earlier on the stream, Bucks were the number 1 team, seed in the league in the NFC. This seemed like different tier of teams for me. And I know the Lions were at home and the Bucks were beat up, but hey, the Lions secondary was all backups. And they even lost 2 guys during the game. Didn't matter. They look for real. Like for real. Forever? Ever? Josh isn't even better than a healthy Burrow. I mean, I don't know. The hate on Josh Allen is crazy to me. I love the dude, man. He hasn't missed a game. He's a gamer. He puts that team on his back. Look who he's throwing to right now, man. Keon Coleman and Khalil Shakir and Dalton Kincaid. It's gross. It's been gross ever since Diggs left. And even like late stage Diggs was a headache there. Good call, Isaac. Like, can you trust him in week 15? If it's week 15, that is the first week of the fantasy playoffs. So if you have a bye week, maybe you get to, watch him play while you have a bye and then see how it looks, then start him 16, 17. For me, unless it's a really deep league, I'm keeping him in one. I had him in 5 spots. I kept him in one league that has 8 bench spots in a 12-teamer. Other than that, I cut bait, and the other ones have 7 bench spots, 12-teamers. I cut bait because I want those upside running backs on my bench. And I had like Justin Herbert as my backup, Jared Goff. I always draft 2 in these deep leagues. So I was okay there. Would you trade Gibbs, AJ Brown, and Ramondre for Cook and Kyron? So let's just break it down like this. I'd rather have Gibbs than Cook, but Cook is still running back 1, and then it's AJ Brown and Ramondre for Kyron. No, I want Gibbs and AJ. I want the first part. I want Gibbs, AJ Brown, and Ramondre. It's nice to get 2 RB1s, but you're giving up Gibbs. I can't do that. Dart's a dude, man. He only had 11 yards rushing against Broncos, but you cannot run against the Broncos. Like, they are just amazing against running backs and scrambling quarterbacks. But Jackson Dart is in the quarterback 1 discussion because he is such an aggressive passer. He's almost playing like Josh Allen, man. He's just throwing the ball downfield, running around, extending plays. He's had 40. I think he's averaging 44 yards rushing a game. He had 11 this game, but he had a couple 50-yard games. Love him. JSN, it's you're not like understanding the fact that Andy Reid is one of the best coaches of all time, and he's had Andy Reid the whole time. Like, that's really nice. That's really, really, really nice. I love Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying Mahomes is bad. He's probably the best quarterback of all time. His career will be that with Tom Brady. I was just saying in the short term, Mahomes did not play well last year. And I said going into this year, the quarterback I would want for this year, just for this 1 year, not for his career, for this 1 year, 2025, was Josh Allen. If I had an expansion team with a bunch of bums, what quarterback do I want? You don't get Andy Reid. You don't get Rashee Rice or Travis Kelce. You can just get these random average receivers, average O-line, all that. Like, Josh Allen can overcome bad offensive line play where Patrick Mahomes really can't. That's the thing. And I prefer Mahomes. Dude, Mahomes is the second best quarterback of all time right now if he retired. I love Mahomes. I'm just saying for this year, fucking love Josh Allen. And he hasn't played that well this year. I will say that. Alex was at the Lions game tonight. It was electric. Fucking dude, the Lions, good for them, man. The Lions, again, as a Bears fan, I love the Lions. I love Dan Campbell. And they've been a pretty tortured fan base, man. Like, Barry Sanders retired early. Now, it's partially because he respected Walter Payton that much. It was also because he was taking a beating on a terrible-ass team every year. And you guys are loyal, man. Lions fans are loyal, and they're very educated, so I love them. When they get healthy, Trevor, I mean, that defense is legit, and Baker's legit. I think the Lions would be probably the team to beat. For me, it depends. If the Lions get home field advantage, team to beat. Or we can maybe say the Eagles, but I don't really like the Eagles too much. I'm not making excuses for Josh. He hasn't played good this year. Last year, he was the best quarterback in the NFL. That's all I got to say. And he loses games in the playoffs where he plays 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 almost. I mean, that game he lost to Mahomes, the overtime game, where they got, there was 4 touchdowns in the last 4 minutes of the game. That was one of the best games both quarterbacks played. But like, Josh, how does Josh Allen lose that game? It wasn't him. It was his defense let him down. Where Lamar kind of lets himself down in the playoffs. David, should I drop JCM or Vidal for Travis Hunter? No, definitely not JCM, dude. Like, JCM had a rough game, but I would much rather have JCM. Vidal is more of a rental. I got to see how it goes with Travis Hunter. It was a lot of garbage time, man. I believe he had 1 catch in the first half of that game, and then he blew up the second half. Garrett Wilson's probably out one more week. So they have a week 9 bye. Jets have a week 9 bye. So they're probably going to keep him out week 8 and then bring him back week 10 is my guess. How much fab? I mean, the thing is, if you're dropping those running backs, I wouldn't spend too much. If it's a deep league, maybe 25%. Yeah, Mahomes, and he's carried that team, man. When they had no pass catchers, he has. Dude, I just like you guys know, I don't hate on Mahomes. I don't hate Mahomes. Mahomes is amazing. He's great. Like, I don't even hate the Chiefs like most people do in the world. I just think Josh Allen was the best quarterback in the NFL last year. Therefore, my take going into this year was I'd rather have Josh Allen lead my team for this year if it was just a random team. Not a team with Andy Reid coaching, not the team that the Bills have. Just if it was the fucking Raiders, I'd rather have Josh Allen than Mahomes. Here's a comparison I'll make you right now. Michael Jordan, definitely better than LeBron James. Like better than LeBron James. If I had to put LeBron James on, put one of those guys on a random ass bum team to lead them to the playoffs, I want LeBron over Jordan because now you guys are gonna hate me for this one too, because Jordan, he won all the championships, but when it was bums around him, they didn't have that much success. Same with Kobe. Kobe missed the playoffs a couple years. LeBron's never missed the playoffs for a reason. I think he missed once in LA when he was like 37 years old. So now you guys are going to hate on me now. But so that's the thing with I prefer Jordan over LeBron. I prefer Mahomes over Josh Allen. I just thought last year Josh Allen was the best quarterback that I watched. That's the take right there. Mouth says 49ers. Hey, if the 49ers can stop getting all those injuries, Mouth, because it's piling up, baby. The Packers are a good one too. Unfortunately, Caleb, the Packers tend to play down to their competition. They've done that multiple times this year, but they also play up to their competition. So, hey, I'm still loving my my Ravens bet, my Ravens Super Bowl bet, 25-1, baby. I like it. They're going to run the table, or I think they're going to win 11 games or 10 games at least and win that division. There you go, Alex. Alex says if Allen and Mahomes were in the Saints right now, I'm starting Allen. That's kind of what I was saying, like on a random shit team without a good coordinator or good weapons. I want Allen. I mean, it's close though. It's really close. And right now, this year, like I want to reevaluate my opinion from what I said going into week 1. Right now, I take Mahomes because he's playing at he's motivated. He's playing at his highest level I've ever seen. This is the best he's ever played because he weathered the storm early on with no pass catchers. He's running like crazy. He's not throwing picks. It's awesome. Trevor, you could trade for Godwin, but I don't know when he's coming back, so I wouldn't give up too much. Money, you got to start Woody Marks now because Nick Chubb apparently is dead to them. I want to see the snap share, but I'm guessing Nick Chubb played like 18 to 22% of the snaps, and Woody played like 70%. So even in short yardage situations, they're giving the ball to Woody Marks. It was super weird. Cardinals are terrible. They're done this year. They're done with Kyler Murray. And speaking of Kyler Murray, I gotta play this drop because he's a Gardeno.
Don't pee on me, know what I'm saying? No, I'm saying. No, don't do it. No, I'm saying.
And the Cardinals actually should have a winning record right now, but their division's too hard. Like they're in 4th place. They can't make the playoffs in that division. There's no way. NFC Championship predictions. I'm gonna go Lions. Man, it's for me the Lions. Dude, there's so many good teams in the NFC. The Rams are for real. The Niners are for real. Lions, Packers, Eagles, Bucks. I just named you 6. 6 right there, man. I think the Lions will get the bye, so I'm going to put the Lions in there. And then it's hard for me not to say the Eagles just because I hate the Eagles, man. Like, I'm not a fan, but I just believe in that team, and I think they might make a move. Isaac with agreeing. Thank you. I know it's not a popular. I mean, I'm in Chicago, so yeah, I have LeBron 2 all time. Okay, and we'll see if he can play. If he plays 3 more years and he can win a championship, I know it would be Lucas championship, but then I might have to go his way because what he's doing is crazy. It's Tom Brady level shit. He's gonna play till he's 45. Is that? I don't think he will, but that's insane. Well, Mouth, I will say the Washington looks like they're not competing in that division right now. So now it just comes down to the Eagles and Dallas, and the Eagles have a major injury. Then now we're looking. What should we trade Rachaad White for right now? I would trade him right now because you're going to get one more starting week of Rachaad White, it appears, which would be week 8. And then you have the bye week 9. So get what you can, man. I would get what you can. At that point, he's just going to go back to a playable handcuff, I guess you'd say, like a Tyler Algier type. Eagles, Lions. Mouse says 49ers, Bucks. James, yeah, dude, I've won a lot of leagues without making trades because, I play 25 leagues a year, and I can't do that many home leagues. Like I play 7 or 8 home leagues with my friends. Those take up more time because trades, right? So I play a lot of Fantrax public leagues, which are no trades. 12-man, 3 receivers and a flex. No trades, deep benches, because trades is collusion because it's random people on there. So it's a different strategy because you had to draft a little different. You can't make a trade. You can only use the waiver wire. So you're kind of stuck with what you draft. So yeah, it's a lot different strategy, but I just can't. There's no way you could compete in 25 home leagues because you need to be active and knowing other people's rosters. It takes a lot of time. So I have a disadvantage in a lot of the home leagues I'm in that are really active with trades because I just can't keep up when there's 5 trades a week. Like I can't be like scouring people's rosters to try to take advantage of them with like injuries and bye weeks and their records and shit. So yeah, check it out. Fantrax is awesome though, super fun. Best payouts. They only take like a 5% rake. No, Packers aren't a fraud. The Packers defense will come to play soon. It's been a little disappointing recently, but Jermaine, who's better, Jokic, Shea, or the Greek Freak? It's not SGA just because he hasn't done enough yet. He's too young. And you know what? You think most people would say it's a Joker. For me, it's Giannis because Giannis. Now Joker's improved on the defensive side of the ball the last couple of years, but Giannis is like an all-time defender, and they both have one championship. Give me the Greek Freak. I think he is a top. Man, if he could play 4 or 5 more years like this, he's a top 8 player of all time, I believe. That guy's a defensive. He's a freak on the defensive end, and he's still averaging 30 and 12. He just doesn't have the assist numbers, but he still has some years where he averaged 6 assists. So, my NFC South standings at the end of the year. Let's take a look at what it is right now, and I know we got a 6-1. 6-1 Indy, 4-3 Jacksonville, 2-4 Houston. Man, I want to say Houston finishes ahead of Jacksonville, but with what I saw tonight, fuck. Indy for sure won, and then I think Jacksonville goes 8-9 or 9-8, and Houston goes like 7-10 or 8-9, and then Tennessee probably wins 3 games. I do love that backfield name, man. Chubb and Woody, love it. Money, it's Matthew Golden. Literally with what we saw from Kyle Pitts on Sunday night, Kyle Pitts is a number 2 receiver there. And Bijan's a number 2 receiver there. Number 3 is Kyle Pitts, and Darnell Mooney is a distant number 4. I got to take the Packers. Packers defense will get to. I mean, the fact that they lost to the Bengals. I know that was Thursday Night Football division game. Give me the Packers. Oh, shit. My bad. You said NFC South. I read that aloud, and I did chug 2 beers in the stream. So, we had Tampa Bay 5-2, Carolina's 4-3 somehow, Atlanta 3-3, New Orleans 1-6. So I would say Bucks, Atlanta, Carolina, New Orleans. So Carolina, I mean, they're hurting right now. Bryce Young, I'm not saying it's that much of a downgrade to Andy Dalton, but they've had some fluky wins. They are -7 right now. You know what's crazy is the Bucks right now are -1 in point differential. Carolina's -7 in point differential, and they have a winning record. Detroit +64 at 5-2. I like looking at this. This is a really good way to gauge some of these teams. Seattle is +57. Yeah, Arizona. Put it this way: Arizona has the same point differential as the Bucks. Wild stuff. Wacky and wild stuff. Yeah, Hetzker, extreme flex option. And I guess some of the upside is I was kind of predicting this going into this week. It didn't really come to fruition, but Tyron Tracy is a converted wide receiver out of Purdue. In college, he was a wide receiver. I was hoping they might flex him out and play them both at the same time. They played a few snaps together, but maybe they put him in the slot a little bit. But it's Cam Scatta, call him Cam Scatta bro. It's his job, man. And that it's a culture thing with Jackson Dart. Like those two are going to be on the field a lot. But yeah, extreme flex option for sure. And again, like one of those guys that you could play in a pinch, like more than you could play Blake Corum, for instance. But he is going to be a top 20, top 18 option in PPR if something happens to Scatterbo. And he's very likely to get concussed at some point this season. Whether it will be documented and they'll take him into the tents and he'll miss time is another thing. I think they should slow play. He asked if Mac Jones should take over for Purdy rest of the season. I think they're going to do kind of what they're doing in Minnesota right now, where that JJ McCarthy injury does not seem this bad, and they're just kind of slow playing it to see how Carson Wentz is doing doing better than what JJ was doing. So I feel like they might just keep Purdy on the shelf a week or two longer than they should, or than they otherwise would have if they had Trey Lance or something starting, and give Mac Jones a chance. If he keeps on winning, we've seen Kyle Shanahan do this in the past. We've seen the Niners organization do this in the past. I think they might keep Mac Jones until he loses a game or something like that, or he looks bad, because he's playing ball right now, man. Good for Carolina. Well, yeah, it's good for Carolina, but the Bucks are a good team, man. They're not gonna not win that division. I don't think that Carolina has a shot. I think Atlanta maybe does. Yeah, the Lions do stat pad. I go back to week 2 against the Bears where they were throwing they threw 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter when they were up by 21 and 28. So that's what they do. Jeremy, I think the Falcons, especially with Michael Penix being hurt right now, a little nicked up, like they already made their bed with the Kirk Cousins contract. And, the Bengals called about Kirk Cousins, and then they could have got a draft capital like from the Bengals, and they said no. So I don't think at this point they're trading Kirk Cousins, especially not with Penix being hurt right now or a little dinged up. And it's a nice luxury to have, man. They're in a win now mode. They traded their first round pick next year to get a pass rusher in the draft in April. So they're in win now mode. So there's no reason for them to trade Kirk Cousins for like a 5th round pick. So he's going to be there. Isaac, yeah, he's not like an efficient running back, but he's a good pass catcher. He's the best pass catcher coming out of the draft this past year. And he just is an energy guy, right? The team loves him. He's great at blocking. Like, I don't really care about his numbers. Like, he has more of an impact in the game than his numbers suggest. And he's great on the goal line. Great at the goal line. Man, this is so tough. It's so tough with Gatson because I don't think it was a fluke game because he looks like legit. He looks legit. Like he is a seam stretching tight end that has amazing yak ability. And the other guys they have there are just dudes, right? Like they're just dudes. And the cream will rise to the top. My only worry isn't, I think the playing time is going to stick. I think he ran 70% of the routes this last week. It was like 67% the week before. So I think this might even go up a little bit. My worry is Quentin Johnson, Keenan Allen, Ladd McConkey. That's my worry. And now is there room for a 4th now because he's a tight end? There is, because you don't need to be, scoring 14 fantasy points a game to be a starter. You need to score 8. So yeah, I think he's definitely worth a flyer. I guess the question I had earlier, someone said Harold Fannin rest of the season or Gatson. And I guess if David Njoku's back this week and he's back again, they don't trade him, it's probably going to be Gatson. I personally like Harold Fannin. I think he's their future. So that's a really close call. But he's definitely worth a spot. I don't know if I'd use I don't know if you use a waiver on him. If I had the number 1 waiver claim, for instance, I'm not using it on a tight end. But if I was like 7 or 8 in waiver claim and I had Dalton Schultz, even though he's killing it right now, one of those, TJ Hawkinson or something, yeah, I could see that. Gibbs is a fucking bullet, man. I think what he meant by the stat padding is, throwing the ball with 4 minutes left in the game. Like they did that against the Bears. I don't really care. I'm all for that shit, bro. If you can't stop me from doing it. I hate when coaches bitch about that. Like, they want to keep the integrity of the game, bro. It's fucking, it's football. It's sports. Like, stop me. These guys are getting paid. We're getting our guys in the end zone. I love that shit. 33 points, man. And that was what, 50 points scored in the fourth quarter in that game? That's unreal. Imagine betting that like it was 18, was it 19-0, 18-0 going in the fourth quarter? Imagine doing if you had an alt line for the fourth quarter over, it would probably only let you go up to like 27. Imagine betting that one at like 50-1. I'm a little shocked that the Raiders are this bad, Trevor, because Pete Carroll is so old, dude. And Geno, that was just stupid. That was just they're screwed. That division, just think about the division they're in. You got Justin Herbert tied to Harbaugh. You have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. And then you have Bo Nix, and Sean Payton. Like, good coach, good quarterback, good defenses all around. They're in hell because if that franchise was in the NFC South or the AFC South, or some of these other divisions that don't have like clear cut, maybe just one team, they have 3 teams that are going to be elites. It appears for the next 5 years. Dan Campbell is the best Lions coach they've ever had, hands down. Dan Campbell is one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. Like, he has some, going for it on fourth down too much, I think, is an issue. But the message, what I like about it is sends a message to your team. And you can see the team takes on his, they take on his persona and his confidence and his swagger. And they know that the team knows that that the coach believes in them. And there's a lot of coaches out there that's the opposite. So, yeah, man. Sorry, Ray texted me. I didn't realize it was before. Yeah, I love Dan Campbell, man. Love him. For fantasy, keep one, Gainwell, Harvey, or BTJ. I'm keeping Brian Thomas. And I want Harvey and then Gainwell last. I still think Gentry's a buy low because it can't be that bad all year. There's no way it could be this bad all year. Get Kenny Pickett in there, see what happens. Justin from North Carolina, it is good morning. It's still night for me, even though it's 2:20 in the morning here. I'm in Chicago, but feels like night. Chargers fan and Raiders are a godsend. KC and Knicks are ruining the dream, though. I like your basement. Harbaugh's a shit. He does this out. Every team gets better every year. I don't know about their Super Bowl chances this year, just because your offensive line is beat. It's so beat up, man. I'm sorry. It sucks, man. I don't know what happened to your defense, really, because you haven't lost that much personnel on the defensive side of the ball, and you just got carved as fuck up by Danny Dimes. But maybe that's a Danny Dimes thing. Maybe your defense isn't that bad and the Colts are that good. But yeah, I get it. Like, the thing is, I feel like Dan Campbell needs to pick his spots and maybe kick a field goal here and there. Like, sometimes he's just doing it to do it. And like, I feel like there's better way to go about it. But I prefer going for it opposed to kicking every time. Like, definitely on board with that one. Yeah, the Raiders are in a fucking tough position. Think Max Crosby. If it was anyone else but Max Crosby, Hetzer, I think so. Max Crosby is a Raider for life, man. And he loves that shit. I know he had a lot of personal stuff he went through, similar to what Darren Waller did. And I think he's loyal to a fault, and he's going to want to stick it out with that franchise. Maybe when he's on the back end, like give it 1 or 2 more years. He's not a young guy. I think he's 30 or 31, maybe 32. He will do it, but I think for the next couple of years, he's going to stick it out. Isaac, man, the problem with the Steelers defense is they have the highest paid defense by a mile in the NFL. And like, you're performing like that when you're the highest paid. Crazy. Oh, yeah. But here's the thing is I think Drew Brees was still going to be a great quarterback. Would he have been a Hall of Fame quarterback with the Chargers? I don't know. I think that was a perfect storm with Sean Payton and the dome and all that awesome stuff. Jimmy Graham. I think that was what made him an all-timer. Now he was a good quarterback. Drew Brees is awesome. I'm not trying to say Drew Brees isn't like he's probably a top 5 quarterback of all time. I just don't think he would have been a top 5 quarterback had he stayed with the Chargers. Justin, I have multiple tickets on the Ravens winning the Super Bowl at 25-1. I have them at 22-1, 25-1. It went down to 18-1 after the Steelers lost. So clearly I do believe I have over $150 in the Ravens to win the Super Bowl to pay out. What is that? $4,000. They just have to make the playoffs and then be healthy. And I think they're as good as, besides the Chiefs, I feel like they're the second best team in the AFC as currently constructed. Like, we'll look at the first game. That's what I say. Look at the first game against the Bills, man. They had that game. They destroyed them. And then Ravens do Ravens things. That's what happens. But Lamar and Henry are a force, man. So I really do believe in them. It looks to be the case, man. I like Danny Dollar as well, but Indiana Jones, yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing there because the schemes are not good with the Steelers right now, and the personnel. I mean, you got the personnel. TJ Watt does not look great this year. He hasn't done anything. All right, I got a couple more minutes, gentlemen. I have a little bit of a drink left here. If anyone I'll answer a couple more questions. I will stay on for like half hour more if someone gives me a couple supers. Other than that, I do have to get to bed. It's been a long ass 2 days. Any opinion on Doug Martin? I love Doug Martin, man. He won me a lot of money in fantasy 1 year. I forget what year it was. I've been playing fantasy a long time. I know he had at least a 4 touchdown game. Might have been a 5 touchdown game, but another awesome season. Seems like a good guy. I don't know the story. I don't know why, what happened. I heard there was like a burglar, some type of like home invasion. That could have been a rumor. I don't know. It's Troy Franklin. Hetzer. I'd say Troy Franklin. Also, for some of you new guys in here, if you want to get JD, what's going on, man? If you guys want to get in the Patreon, if you want to get in the Discord, so this is this chat we have going on here. The Discord is the same thing as this. It goes on literally 24. I gotta read the thing, Hetzer. If you want to get in the Discord, I highly advise you to do that. You get access to my bets early. Just in general, we have like 8 different channels in there, all under one Discord, where you can start sit questions, trade questions, me, all my co-hosts, as well as like the 9 or 10 like OGs in this chat here on this channel, talking all day. Awesome memes, awesome stuff there. Before I get off, I got to shout out the Patreon subscribers here: CK Scott, Logan Mouth, John, Braden, Mark, Jason, and then there was another one today. It was Wally. Wally is going to be added in there. Appreciate you there. But a lot of good stuff in the Patreon too, besides just the Discord, multiple different levels. You want to play fantasy leagues with us? You want to do that? You want merchandise? Free merchandise, by the way. A lot of good stuff there, gentlemen. So it's in the description if you want to get in that. I highly recommend it. You're also supporting me and keeping the show going 7 nights a week. 7 nights a week. What's going on, JD? I got to read about the Doug Martin story for sure. How cooked is the Vikings quarterback situation? Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold are both balling, and Vikings let them walk. Yeah, dude, I forgot that they had Daniel Jones for that last couple of weeks, dude. Holy shit. That's also Kevin O'Connell, and like, I've seen it with Nick Mullins be great there. They got to make it work. I don't think Carson Wentz is the answer, so no problem, Hetzer. He was the one robbing? I thought he was getting robbed. What the hell? Sub-Zero, bro. You know I'm always on here. It was a late start because the games didn't get over till midnight Central Time. Like 12:20, bro. That game took forever. JD lost by 0.4 in a league. JSN. You got JSN. It's not cool, man. Sorry. I got to read this Doug Martin thing when I get off here. That's a shame because why are you robbing someone's house? You're Doug Martin. You got a bunch of money. Oh, well, maybe not. These players are going to lose their money. All right. Any last questions I'll answer? We got about 5 minutes left here. Who's the most overrated team out of the Chargers, Commanders, Jaguars, and 49ers? I mean, the Commanders would be the answer because they're beat up, but I would say the Jaguars. Just because Trevor Lawrence, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Well, what's going on, 50 and 50? Again, only a couple minutes left. I'll answer a few more comments. I advise you guys to get in the Discord chat because this goes on all night. These chats, the questions. If not for myself, I try to be on there as much as I can. From Story, from Ray, from Ben, from all those dudes, and just the chat in general. We all help each other out with gambling stuff, with fantasy advice, with life advice too. I try to give some of that. Not that you want to listen to me for that, but no, Liam Cohen is a good coordinator, but he doesn't look great so far. But it's still the first year there. I don't know about his head coaching ability, so we'll see. But hey, they're 4-3. They beat the Chiefs, so it's still a good start, I'd say, for his tenure. Baker took a little step back. I think it's got to be Mahomes. It's the Mahomes tour. If they can win that division, if they can win 11 or 12 games, Josh Allen, doesn't look great. They run the table. They do have a pretty easy schedule. Lamar's out of the race, right? So I think it's between Mahomes and Baker, I would say. Thank you, Mark. Mark was on the show. Also, if you really want to get up on the Patreon, like, you could come on the show. I've had multiple guests on the show that show me support. I show them support back. So if you don't have to be great. Like, Mark was awesome. Blake was awesome. Jason was awesome. They're awesome on the show. But I can find a way to get you on a three-way pod, and you can just kind of give us your advice here and there. Just hang out with me, man. That's what we do in the show. It's a community that is growing, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. Ooh, this is a good one from Trevor. What about Jonathan Taylor if the coach won 15 games? I mean, if he does a LaDainian Tomlinson and scores 28 or 30 touchdowns, now we're talking. Now he's definitely going to win Offensive Player of the Year. But yeah, Goff's stats this year aren't that amazing though, Isaac. But like, again, it's a team award, right? It's you got to win your division. You got to usually get a 1 or 2 seed to get that award. So we'll see. But I think Goff has an outside shot. But if Mahomes doesn't get hurt and they can win the division, I think it's his. Good night, Hetzer, man. Appreciate you. And last couple questions I will answer. Otherwise, I got to roll. Still have to walk my dog, which it's raining here. Not looking forward to that. Oh, JD, I only have 3 Taylor shares, man, and they're all in home league. I play, like, all my Fantrax leagues are full PPR, and I'm sad to say I took Chase Brown over him in a couple spots. So I have 3 shares of Taylor all in half PPR, just because I like in those I took him in the first round because it's like 100-yard rushing bonuses too. So he's getting like 3 catches a game too. So just wild, man. I whipped on that one. Jay, I just said it. They're -1 for point differential this year, and they are 5-2. So that's kind of damning. They're the same point differential as the Cardinals, man. Would he start going forward over Hubbard? Probably, man. I want to see what the coaches say about Nick Chubb's. If there's an injury with Nick Chubb, maybe. But I don't know, man. Nick Chubb didn't play, and they were giving Woody goal line carries. So just crazy. It's awful because the thing is, JT is getting the most elite snap share in the world. Like he's playing like 90% of the snaps. It was like more than Saquon last year. It's amazing. All right, gentlemen, I gotta take off. Tomorrow night will be an earlier stream, like 9:30 or 10 p.m. Central Time. Love you guys. Do the Waiver Wire show. Another awesome guest. I think I'm having who am I having on? Dave, Chaz, Ben. I don't know, somebody good. All right, love you guys. Peace out. Stay positive. Love your life. Appreciate all you guys. Hopefully join the Patreon, get in the Discord, keep this conversation going all the time. Appreciate everyone's support and everything else. I'll talk to you.